talkSPORT Sports Update with Trusted Trader. Find top-notch tradespeople in your area, all who pass the Trusted Trader 15-point assessment.
talkSPORT.
Good afternoon, I'm Max Scott here with your sports headlines. Roy Hodgson says he's ready to get straight back to work at Bristol City, almost half a century after his last spell there. The club sacked Gerhard Struber after 6 winless games. Sean Derry, who was Hodgson's assistant at Palace, says he'll help drag standards up at the club.
You know, and Roy's been sat in the best changing rooms in world football throughout up and down his career. So he won't be going into Bristol City nervous of anything that he's going to encounter because he's seen the lot.
He'll take charge for the final 7 games of the season. Tonight, England take on Uruguay. Thomas Tuchel's urged England fans to lay off Ben White, who could feature for his country for the first time since he ruled himself out of selection. Our chief football correspondent Alex Crook says the FA should have made White explain himself.
I think the FA, having taken the decision to recall him, should have made him speak to the media this week and answer those questions. I don't believe that Thomas Tuchel doesn't know the reasons. Ben White may have wanted to shut down the conversation, but this is a manager who leaves no stone unturned when it comes to preparations.
Ahead of the game tonight, Tuchel's message to fans is don't expect anything new.
I mean, we have so many new players and the players who were with us, it was really like a long time since we are together. So we focused on re-establish the things that we were good at. So, yeah, I'm not sure if we see a lot of new stuff.
Remember, that one's live on talkSPORT tonight. And Tottenham forward Dejan Kulusevski is targeting a return to action in time to play at this year's World Cup if Sweden qualify for the tournament. He's been sidelined since injuring his knee in a Premier League match against Palace in May, but says he's convinced he'll be fit by the summer.
talkSPORT News.
UK petrol pumps hit by temporary shortages amid Middle East supply issues, and Europe fears the US may cut a deal with Russia. Emma's got more in half an hour.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. The tyre transfer window is hotting up and we've signed a multi-generational talent with Continental Tyres. Visit quickfit.com and book today.
Damp and cloudy in the south, but some sunshine later on. Windy and showers further north.
Hello, happy Friday. Welcome to Drive with me, award winner Andy Goldstein, alongside Hall of Famer and award winner Darren Bent.
It's Darren here, by the way, Darren Bent.
Yeah, just said that. You're right, award winner?
I'm not bad, you right? How you feeling? Award winner?
Thank you, I'm very well, yeah. By Jingo, have we got a show for you today? We'll look back on yesterday's World Cup playoffs as Ireland and Wales crash out. Sweden did win last night, though, thanks to Gyökeres scoring a hat-trick when asked why Arteta can't bring out that player. Bent is going to give us his Premier League Avengers, whatever that means, and we'll bring you all the build-up to our live commentary. Of course, England take on Uruguay tonight live on talkSPORT. All that plus we'll head to Manchester, speak to Adam Smith or Spencer Oliver, we don't know which one, but one of them ahead of a Toma against Franklin. That's tomorrow night live on talkSPORT, and Alex Crook will be joining us for this week's Ready Steady Quick. What a great show. This is Drive, it's talkSPORT, it's the last one of the week. Make it count. 03717 22 3344.
We'll have a bit of that.
Right. Yeah, more on that later. Good afternoon, every one of you. Good afternoon to the award-winning Drive Time Show. Me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent. Yes, the award-winning. I woke up to the news that you did as well. Well, in fact, I'll tell you how I found out in a moment, but we, Team Drive on talkSPORT, have won an IRN award for Best Interview of the Year. The interview we did with Noel Gallagher has beaten everyone, and so we've won an award. How great is that? Fantastic. So if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see our award is in the middle of... Oh, it's not even in the middle, is it? That way? No, that way. In the middle of the desk. So we are now award winners. High five, DB.
Congratulations.
Good work. I should say, the very first person who told me, the very first person before any management here, was Adrian Durham. Texted me this morning to congratulate us. How nice is that? That tells you everything you need to know about
nice. Didn't know that.
No, that's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was like, what do you mean? What? We won an award, what? How great is that?
He's a legend.
He is a legend, and we've also been nominated for an SJ. It's been a great day for Team Drive.
It has been indeed. You're very happy, aren't you?
I am very happy, yeah. Yeah, I am very happy, right? You always won awards.
Yeah, of course you do.
Right, just our Spurs fans, all about awards.
Obviously not, because they sacked the manager that did that.
Oh, yeah, forget that. Don't ask Spurs fans. But yeah, we're delighted about that. How are you? Thank you, by the way, if you vote. I don't know how you get them, but thank you if you've played a part. It's very kind of you. Are you all right? Last one of the week? You excited about it?
Yeah, I'm good, to be fair. So there was World Cup qualifiers on last night.
Oh, yes.
I watched, unfortunately, Brazil-France. What a game that was.
Yeah.
And do you know what I started watching? Obviously now HBO.
Oh, I started watching it as well.
The Pit.
Yeah.
Right. What, episode 1, season 1.
Yeah.
So did you see the part, the train over the leg?
You don't see the train.
No, but you see the leg.
The injury. What about, hold on, what about the bit where he puts his thumb in the fella's mouth and lifts his this bit of his, what's that called? Your lip.
Yeah.
Lifts out.
Horrible. But no, but that
I should say, I loved it. Producer Joe overhyped it a little bit too much.
it's just a better version of VR.
He said, starts with a bang.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It starts with the fella getting to work.
What I do say, though, I mean, it's good, but my goodness, they'd have to work hard.
Yeah.
Jeez. He's room to room every 35 seconds.
Yeah, you're right. In fact, do you know what? You reminded me. I should do a little shout out because my mum, she's okay now. My mum was in hospital for the last 4 days. I have to say the NHS did an unbelievable job.
Yeah.
They were just great. The hospital's really, really good. It was clean. It's beautiful. All the staff there, they worked tirelessly. They were great. So just a shout out to the NHS because they were wonderful people. But yeah, I thought it was good. I enjoyed the Pit, but it's just ER. It's just ER. You don't remember ER. Now, I grew up watching Clooney and all that lot, and Noel Wiles in it. It's the same thing. It's just ER. But it's still brilliant. But if you like ER, you'll love it.
Do you almost feel like with certain people, once they've got one role, that's the only role they can play?
Yeah.
So like he's in ER and he's like, do you know what? I need something else. Let's get the Pit. What are we going to do with that?
Yeah, I mean,
we're in hospital again.
It's exactly the same.
Yeah. It's like Holby City. I was always Holby City over Casuary.
Oh, okay. Was there a difference?
Well,
did they both have like a woman on a little chair leaning over to try and take her curtains off the wall, and you thought, oh, she's going to slip and end up on a skewer?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. But no, I enjoyed it. I used to watch Holby City for years.
Did you?
Yeah.
Is it still on?
Oh, I have no idea. I think so, maybe. I don't know.
Think they make telly anymore, do
well,
they?
Minder was on the other day, but was yesterday.
Yeah. That's a good programme, isn't it? We've got a busy show. We really do. A bit later on, we'll be talking to either Spencer Oliver or Gareth A. Davis ahead of a Toma fighting tomorrow night live on talkSPORT. Very excited to see what happens with him there.
I am indeed.
It's a tough fight.
Do you know what it is? But it's like, what I don't want to happen is if he destroys him, people go, Franklin. Because remember, they said the same about Dillian White.
Yeah.
This will be his toughest test. I think he may even, this might be where the undefeated goes and all that. He blasted him out in one round. And then after the fight, it was like, yeah, we probably thought we'd seen the best of Dillian anyway. Hold on, why didn't you say that before?
Yeah, I know. So we've got that fight a bit later on at 5 o'clock. You're doing your Avengers 11. Yeah. Avengers, yeah. You're so excited about that.
But Joe mentioned me, didn't he? Bet I've got something for you at 5 o'clock.
So sad. We've got sound effects and I hope Ryan gets them all wrong. But we're going to start with Victor Gyökeres. He scored a hat-trick to keep Sweden's World Cup hopes alive last night. So why can't Arteta get the best out of him?
Comes back to Gyökeres, who puts it in the top corner. Stunning finish from Victor Gyökeres to surely secure the win for Arsenal.
I think he's got a limit as a striker. Is he aggressive? Is he good at holding the ball up? Would he get in and around the box and score goals? Yes, he will. But he's never going to be a top striker.
Gyökeres finally looking now like he's joined the party.
I think he's in a really good form. And today, when he saw the lineup, I told him, I said, be ready because you're going to impact the game.
Yeah, Sweden 3-1 winners against Ukraine in their World Cup playoff semi-final last night, and all 3 goals came from Arsenal's Victor Gyökeres. It means they will play Poland for a place at this summer's World Cup on Tuesday. Gyökeres, it's an interesting one. 16 goals for Arsenal in all comps this season. I think it's fair to say we've not seen the best of him in an Arsenal shirt. Is that right?
Yeah, I think we've seen flashes. We saw it at Tottenham. I thought he played well, scored a couple of really good goals. But maybe consistency we haven't yet. But it's a big step up. People forget that. He's going in. He played at Coventry. He was at Brighton for a bit. Coventry. Brilliant at Coventry. Goes to Sporting, turns himself into a superstar. Then goes to Arsenal, which again is another level. It's a different level up. It's a step up. But all he can keep doing, I mean, for Arsenal, him scoring a hat-trick is perfect because then he comes back to Arsenal with a little bit of confidence. I'm ready to go. But sometimes there's systems and things like Arsenal centre-forward, usually with their back to goal, can play in terms of a little bit technical, bring the ball down, looks nice, can do a bit of both. He is an out-and-out goal scorer. Like, an out-and-out goal scorer. And even, listen, Haaland is better than Gyökeres. It's not up for debate, right?
Yeah, but it seems to be a buck.
Yeah, but Haaland wouldn't struggle at Arsenal, not at all, right? But there will be times you look at Haaland and go, like, his general plays, his all-round play, you'd go, oh, like, it's not up to the level you'd expect.
Yeah.
But he's still a wonderful striker. You put crosses in the box, balls in behind, the ball's ricocheting around the box. That's Gyökeres at his best.
Like a fox in the box.
He is a fox in the box. That's what it is. But he's been critical at times of overthinking it, where rather than him just staying where he should be, where the goals will come, the balls are coming across the 6-yard box, dropping in around the penalty box, he's almost trying to do things that he's not comfortable doing. So rather than just getting himself in the box, and this might come from the manager, by the way, he's like looking to link play on the edge of the box. No. Like we don't need that. Arsenal got way too many good footballers for you to be doing that. Just get yourself in the box, and hopefully someone will cross the ball or put the ball into an area and you can score. But again, that also comes from his teammates. Like, so if Saka gets to the byline and gets his head up and doesn't cross it, that's not Gyökeres' fault. If Martinelli or Trossard on the other side, they cut back, act like they're going to cross it, then chop again, it's the worst thing for a striker when you can't get your time and your movement.
But shouldn't they be playing to his strengths?
Well, that's the thing. At the minute, they're almost caught in between. Like one of these early goals for Arsenal, right, was Gyökeres at his best to a T, was against Leeds, where the ball got set back to Calafiori and he just popped it in behind without looking. Gyökeres got after it, cut inside, it was a little bit clunky, scored a really good goal, ran off. That's him at his best. When you're looking for these little link passes and these little one-touch plays, that's not him.
But the goal you scored, who did you score where Dalman got the second? Who did you play?
When he ran the ball over the pitch?
Yeah.
Everton.
Okay, so the first goal.
That is Gyökeres.
Yeah.
Where he's there, instinct.
Yeah, open goal.
Because people go, this is my argument with people that go, yeah, but it's an easy finish, which it was.
It's not, but you got to be there. You got to know. You got to read the game.
Exactly that, Andy.
Yeah.
Well, if it was easy, everyone would be there.
Yeah.
But the fact is, he's forward thinking, going, do you know what? Something might break here, and he taps it in the net. But him scoring a hat-trick for Sweden, it's brilliant for him.
Yeah.
Brilliant for him.
Do you think Arteta is going to maybe get the best out of him and make the whole team work as one unit? Or do you think they'll just carry on doing what they're doing with him?
Well, this is the thing. It's such a difficult one because you look at his numbers, and certainly in the Premier League, and you go, well, for that amount of money, he hasn't scored many, right? But if Arsenal get over the line and win the league, and he signed this summer, so if Arsenal then win the league at the end of the season after signing him, you can't really go, it hasn't worked. Because he's played an awful lot of games.
You paid a lot. How much you paid him? 65?
60 million, yeah.
60, okay.
So 65 million, we win the league.
Yeah. But he's not the reason you win the league.
But he's a reason.
Yeah, he's a cog in it, yeah.
But my point is, he's arrived and Arsenal win the league. He wasn't here and we didn't win it.
Okay. Do you think if you could get your money back for him at the end of the season and start again looking for a centre forward, you would?
I guess it comes down to who's available. That's the problem you've got. And that's why I think...
But my question, do you think you can do better?
Yeah, but who's that person?
Well,
that's the problem.
Like an Alvarez or something?
If you can get Julian Alvarez in, of course, he's an upgrade. Absolutely. He's top draw.
Yeah.
But if you can't get Alvarez, that was the problem in the summer, is that Liverpool went and gobbled up the best two.
Yeah.
In Isak and Ekitike, and they did it quickly. After that, it's obviously Osimhen is...
Do you think Ekitike would work in that team?
Yeah, of course he would, because you play with his back to goal.
Oh, okay.
Like he's got the silky touches to be able to link play and things like that. But that's the problem you've got, and that's what Arsenal found. And Man United, the same problem. Sesko and Gyökeres felt like they were the only two available.
Yeah, they were.
I know Ivan Toney was there, but for whatever reason, Arsenal didn't go that way. So
yeah,
it's a difficult one.
Okay. We'll start with Victor Gyökeres. He's doing it for country. He's not really doing it for club at the moment. It could do better, I think, if it was a score report. But Arsenal fans, what do you make of his form since he's been wearing the red of Arsenal? And also, if you could maybe sell him back for the money you paid for him and start again, would you do that as well? 03717 223344. We're taking your calls on why Arteta has struggled to unlock Victor Gyökeres. 03717 223344. If you want to have your say live on National Radio on Drive Time with Darren Bent, award winner, and of course yours truly, award winner.
Stefan, the cost of missing out on the Champions League. If I throw four at you here, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester United or Newcastle. Missing out in Champions League, who would feel it most?
Yeah, I think Newcastle would definitely feel it the most, just because the base they're coming off is that much smaller. So therefore, the proportion that's associated with Champions League football is that much bigger. And they probably did something like £55 million of UEFA money. And then on top of that, obviously had the 5 home games on top, which are or 6, probably 6 actually. When you, I think they had a playoff. So that's 6 home games on top. I mean, that's obviously very significant. So you're talking about 75 million quid out of revenue of, let's say, 300 this season. You know, it's quite a big drop next season if it's not there. Now, obviously, they may get Europa or the conference. The conference doesn't really move the dial at all. And Europa, you have to win it really to make a meaningful difference. And that then brings you a Champions League place. So I think Newcastle will feel it the most. But it will definitely be painful for the others. It will be painful for Manchester United. It doesn't look like they're going to miss out. But if they did, of course, that would be the 2nd consecutive season.
Yeah, Chelsea?
Chelsea, yeah, very much so, given that if you were to compare the financials for this year versus a season next year when they weren't in the Champions League, not only would you see a drop-off of Champions League football, probably somewhere in the order of £90 million for them, because they get more of the what's known as the pillar.
No Jack Tuesday today. That means Ryan Bryan's in charge of the music. And that means, of course, we blow the budget on a Friday.
Love that.
Good way to start the show. Would you say Ryan's an award winner?
Yeah, of course he is.
Fifth award winner.
He's an all-round legend.
He is a superstar. We love Ryan. You'll sit drive and talkSPORT. Andy Goldstein award winner. Darren Bent award winner. Still to come. Bent is going to be picking his Premier League Avengers. So excited about that. Just quickly, Thomas Tuchel's insisted that Trent Alexander-Arnold still has a chance of going to the World Cup this summer.
Potentially.
Didn't say with England. Darts, Luke Littler.
Won again, didn't he?
Hit 2 170 checkouts in the final against Michael van Gerwen to win his 3rd night of the Premier League in Berlin.
So it's a foregone conclusion, isn't it, again?
Yeah. How did my man do? The Iceman, what's he called?
Oh, Gerwin Price.
Yeah, did he lost, did he? Okay, I'll mention that. Right, we're taking your calls on all things Arteta and Victor Gyökeres, 03717223344. Andy's an Arsenal fan. Andrew?
Hello, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, we're good, very well. How are you today? Happy Friday. You all right?
Yeah, it's my birthday today, so big shout out to me for my birthday before we get going.
All right, can we guess? Can we guess your age?
You can guess it, mate, yeah.
Okay. I'm going.
Go on.
I'm going 47. Benny, what are you going for?
Nah. Oh, I'm going 44.
How old are you?
61 today.
You don't look it.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, I know. I don't look it. You're right.
You look good, man. You look
I've been
good.
I've been using your earpiece.
Good. Well, that's why Yed's looking great. That's probably the reason.
I don't do that.
Andy, happy birthday to you. What do you want to say about your team,
Thank
Arsenal?
you, mate. Well, first of all, I mean, the league's in the bag. You know, I think that after the game last week, if it was sort of 3 or 4 points,
Andy,
you know, I'd be worried.
I'm not asked that question today, have I?
You've not asked it. I don't know. I've only just turned on.
No. What have you phoned up for?
So Jokeres.
There you go.
All right. So Jokeres, he has, for me, when I watch him, he's like your Sunday league striker. You know, like the guy that everyone sort of likes. They have a laugh around, but he can't. Like when he runs down the channels, his touch, it's like 3 or 4 yards in front. He's chasing on the balls. His distribution's poor, and I think that come the summer, I think if someone come in and offers money for him, I think they'll take it at Arsenal. Because he's not going to win us the league. He's not good enough to be Arsenal centre forward.
But you know, my only thing, Andy, if Arsenal do win the league this year, then it's money well spent, right?
Well, it is. It is, because it ain't just him, is it? It's the other players we've bought as well. We've spent the money, you know, Zubamendi, Eze, etc. Like, you know, Madueke. But like, if you're gonna be Arsenal centre forward, you've got to have presence. You know, you've got to be strong. You've got to be committed. And the games that where he's played, yeah, all right, he scored goals against Tottenham, and it was a good goal. But the goal he scored the other week, when Max Damon crossed it in, you know, like, listen, like anyone could have scored that. My grandson could have scored that.
Yeah, but my point is,
you know,
it's the instinct that gets him there in the first place.
Yeah, but everyone's got it. Well, that's what I'm saying. Sunday league. If you played at any sort of standard Sunday football, any striker would have been in there to score that goal.
You're obviously not a fan of his. I get that. That's fine. Gunny's an Arsenal fan. I wonder if he's. Hello, Gunny.
Hello, mate. How are you?
Good.
Andy, how are you, mate?
Am I saying your name correctly?
Yeah, no, it's Gunny. Gundogan, but Gunny for sure.
Gunny, how are you, my friend? You all right?
Yeah, not too bad. How are you, boys?
Good, we're good. Happy Friday. What do you want to say? What's your view on Jokeres?
I just don't think we're playing as direct as we were before. I can't remember the game that it was, but I'm sure the ball came from Raya to Havertz. Havertz on the turn played the ball straight through to Jokeres. He was straight through and scored. That's what he needs. He needs someone behind him that's playing the balls into him. Odegaard's not doing anything this season, and I just think the setup that we've got isn't built for him. If we win the league this year, Arteta's defensive tactics would have been what's won us the league, in my opinion.
Nah, listen, it's a really good point that he's made there, because obviously the Arsenal this season defensively have been rock solid. That's what's potentially could get Arsenal over the line, but I still think Jokeres has played his part. I get it, maybe, and a lot of strikers do come and struggle in their first year. I mean, all of a sudden,
That's a really good point.
It's very rare you get what Haaland's done, where he comes in season one, breaks every record there is.
You're right. It's a great point.
Do you know what I mean? It takes a little bit of time, but next season, if Arsenal do well, they win the league, he'll feel more comfortable in his surroundings. He goes again, he gets better again.
Anthony, good calls. Anthony's an Arsenal fan. Hi, Ant.
Yeah, mate.
Are you Anthony or Anthony?
Yeah, it is a TH, but we don't pronounce the H.
Okay. How are you? I'll just call you Ant. It's safe like that. What's your views on all things Victor Jokeres?
So basically, I rate him, to be honest, and the thing is, a lot of teams play the low block against us, so there's no space, you know, but he does create problems in the sense he draws defenders in, and he opens us a little bit of space for other players to score, you know, and at times we have got the ball through to him, like through the channels, and it has worked. But I just think where the team sit so deep against us, it does make it hard for him to get the goals. But in Europe, end of the day, teams come at us, and it opens up, and we've scored a lot of goals in Europe, you know, and I think, personally, from the edge of the box, he's deadly. He's probably one of the best. The goal that he scored against Inter Milan, it was literally, it fell to him, one shot back, goal.
Yeah, you know, I mean, again, it's another really good point there, because he's right in terms of when Arsenal play against teams who set up that low block, that deep, it doesn't suit him, because that's not his strength. His strength is running behind, usually his physicality. Havertz is more suited, and Gabriel Jesus to a point, to drop into those little pockets, to hold the ball up, little neat and tidy touches.
You know, sometimes you get a striker. We had Diego Forlan, remember him?
Yeah.
And you thought there's a good player in there, but we just didn't see the best of him.
Yeah.
Do you think that's the case with Gyökeres?
Yeah, sometimes, at times, things fit and some things don't.
Yeah.
Maybe the way that Arsenal play right now. If Arsenal
Because he's a bit clunky, isn't he?
He is. And maybe if Arsenal get over the line this season, then maybe Arteta might relax a little bit, loosen a little bit and go, okay, we've got the first one in the bag now.
Yeah. Would he make that noise?
He'd go,
He would make that noise.
On his own,
Yeah.
quietly in his room. If after
Do the noise that he'd make.
The night Arsenal win the league, he'll go home to his loved ones and be like, thank goodness for that. Finally.
That's what we say.
Yeah. So then maybe next season he's like, all right, a bit freer, ease up on the tactics a little bit, maybe we try a different way. But right now where they're hanging on for dear life.
Yeah. But they're not hanging, they're 9 points clear.
No, but you know what I'm talking about in terms, even though they're 9 points clear, it still feels that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. I think we've got time for one more, Joe. The award-winning producer, Joe, says yes. Charlie's up next. Hi, Charlie.
Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. How are you?
Perfect. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. You boys?
Good, man. Off you go.
Yeah, so I think we've just massively overcomplicated it this year. I think last year we had a crisis with Marino, and we put him up top, and we thought, right, do what we got to do, just get balls in the box, and he ended up with 15, 20 goals. And now we thought, right, perfect, we got Gyökeres. All he needs to do is just be there, be in the box, be ready for goals. And now we've stopped doing what worked with Marino. And I think we just need to play the same way. I noticed after the first 10 games Gyökeres played for us, he was making runs and we just weren't picking him out. And now he just looks a bit bored.
Yeah, no, do you know what? A fair play to him, though, to be fair, Charlie. He's still making the runs. And I know it's difficult. I've been there where you're hardly getting a sniff and you know, oh my goodness, am I ever going to get a touch, let alone a shot on goal?
How many goals has he got so far in the Prem? Do you know that?
I can forget if you're right, yeah.
Yeah, okay. While you're doing that, how many...
11.
How many should he be getting? A good striker for a whole season in the Prem. Good striker, good team.
Well, 20 was always the standard, wasn't it?
20 was the...
Yeah, that was always the goal. If you get to 20 in the Premier
You've done well.
Yeah. I mean, there have been many a great striker that haven't got 20 in the season.
Yeah. Owen?
No.
He
Defoe.
No. Defoe never got 20?
Not league in the season, no.
Owen never got to 20, did he? That's insane.
But I still won a couple golden boots.
Yeah.
Mad, that, innit?
I think they're all ties, though.
Listen, doesn't matter.
No, who cares, yeah. You won a golden boot, right?
No. I'm third with 25.
Who won it that year, Henri?
No, that season, right?
Go on.
Drogba won it. And he went to the AFCON and came back. That's how good he was. That's it.
How many did he get?
29.
Wow.
Do you think if he didn't go AFCON, he'd end up with that 35, 40?
Yeah. And what about the other time?
I got 18. Van der Strohe and Thierry were like 22 and 24 or something.
That's ridiculous. Good work, good calls. Great to start the show. Bent is going to be picking his Premier League Avengers soon, but before that, it's time for no Googling. We want to know which player has played the most games for England without ever playing at the Euros. That's a great... Well, I am stunned by that. I am stunned. Which player has played the most games for England, never played a game at the Euros?
Well, okay.
I'll give you 10 guesses. If you don't cheat, you won't get it.
All right.
Big name. Big name. One of the best.
Okay.
The answer to that, I think you'll be stunned. The answer to that and more coming up live, Drive and talkSPORT. Right after this. Stay where you are, or we'll come and get you. Stay there. Stay. Good boy. Stay.
You played in Korea and Japan, didn't you? World Cup in 2002. Did you find it hard, the weather conditions to play in?
They are tough, and in South Africa as well. We played a game, and then the altitude, the ball moves different and everything. And if you're not used to it, as we know, we all love to go on holiday in the summer, but playing football, running around in that heat and that weather, it takes its toll at the time, and we're just not a nation that's used to that. So that's one of the major things I look at when it comes to that that tournament being over there.
What about strikers? We know Harry Kane's going to go, but if you looked at the Euros, he was injured, wasn't he? And Gareth Southgate was still playing him. Maybe he didn't trust other strikers in the squad. What do you think of tonight? Do you think Solanke and Calvert-Lewin have to put in a performance?
I think it's their chance of breaking in, isn't it? It's their chance of solidifying themselves in that talk of being the one to take over, because we really don't know who's going to take over from Harry Kane or what it's going to look like after he leaves. I was always an advocate for Ollie Watkins, because he just gives you something different.
Yes.
At times, Kane comes to feet a lot. He's fantastic at turning, sliding people in and then getting shots off, etc. But what about sometimes you get in behind? And that's what Ollie Watkins gives you. But one thing you got to remember, we've got two left wingers that actually have played up front.
Yeah.
Gordon played in the Euro. I think they won the Euros under 21s, and he was a forward playing up front that whole tournament.
Craig Bellamy says he's very proud but definitely disappointed after Wales suffered World Cup penalty shootout heartbreak in their playoff at the hands of Bosnia. Gabby Agbonlahor reckons it's actually a good thing they didn't get through.
The last World Cup, I was there and I went to some of the Wales games. They were poor. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like Wales, the squad of players they've got, probably not ready for another World Cup.
Northern Ireland suffered a 2-0 defeat in Italy to also crash out at the playoff stage. Michael O'Neill said his players carried a terrific attitude throughout.
It's a very young team. I think the average age of the team is 22 years of age, which is incredibly positive for us to come here against an experienced team like Italy.
The Republic of Ireland were denied by spot kicks too, going down to the Czech Republic. Now, don't boo Ben is the message Thomas Tuchel is giving to England fans as the England defender returns to the squad tonight in their friendly with Uruguay. Our England correspondent Faye Carruthers spoke to Ben White's teammate Noni Madueke yesterday.
He said he was really delighted to be called back up for England and proud, and that, he's actually a really good character behind the scenes, and perhaps we haven't seen that from Ben White in an England shirt.
And Luke Littler silenced fans in Berlin with an epic double Big Fish checkout to beat Michael van Gerwen. That's 2 treble 20s followed by a bullseye. He did that twice. It's back-to-back Premier League wins for the world number 1, who's now 2 points clear of Johnny Clayton at the top of the table. There's more. There's always more at talkSPORT.com.
Let's get together. Oh, sorry, Ryan's playing. And what a great question that was before the break. Which player, England player, has played the most games for England without ever playing at the Euros? You wouldn't have got it. I wouldn't have got it. But your mate got it.
Yeah, Ross, man. I've got to give Ross a big shout out, man. Obviously, Cabby, we know Ross, both of us. Played paddle against him.
Oh, yeah,
Big
yeah,
Ross.
yeah.
He said, Rio Ferdinand. He said,
Rio Ferdinand, 81 caps, never at the European Championship.
Well, he said, suspended in 04. He said, 2008 we didn't get there. And 12 was the Anton JT thing.
That's nuts, isn't it?
Nuts.
Never played a game of the Euros.
How good is he, Rio?
Oh, yeah, what? The best?
In my opinion, yeah.
The best centre-half, yeah, I agree with that. Still to come, we're discussing some latest transfer rumours with Crookie and Ready Steady Quick. Well, first, this weekend, the future heavyweight champion of the world, Moses Atoma, takes on Jermaine Franklin, and we can look ahead to that one now. The big fight with our friends at DAZN.
Big fight build-up on talkSPORT with DAZN. Watch Moses Atoma versus Jermaine Franklin this Saturday only on DAZN. Sign up now at DAZN.com.
Not long to wait. Moses Atoma aims to take his next step towards a heavyweight world title tomorrow as he fights Jermaine Franklin in Manchester live on DAZN and talkSPORT. The weigh-in ahead of the fight takes place very, very soon. Let's head over there now, and we can speak to our mate, talkSPORT's very own Adam Smith. Smudger!
Hello. It's a bit odd, isn't it, not being in studio with you, but good to see you on Tuesday, and nice to be here tonight for the weigh-in ahead of the huge show, the Magnificent Seven, Frank Warren's Queensbury presenting Moses Atoma, 13-0, guys, 11 knockouts. Is he the heir apparent? In with Jermaine Franklin, never been stopped, tough, durable 32-year-old American who's won his last 3. So, yeah, all eyes on that. And it's a fantastic card as well here with Ezra Taylor and Willie Hutchinson going at it. Shaquille Thompson, a big unbeaten fighter from Sheffield, he's on display. So playing Nathan Heaney, I've just seen from Stoke, bringing a lot of fans. 15,000 should be here tomorrow night in the Co-op. We've also got another show over at Bowlers tonight. Pat Barrett's Black Flash Promotions with Kyle Davis headlining that one. That on the YouTube talkSPORT channel from 7. So, yeah, double whammy this weekend.
Smudge, for Moses Atoma, is this almost his coming-of-age fight? Because I expected that against Dillian White. A little bit like when AJ fought Klitschko, it felt like, okay, wow, here we go. Is this fight expected to be that fight for Moses Atoma?
I'm not sure, Darren, if it's his coming-of-age fight. I think that it's difficult. Moses has blown through everybody, very little ring time in his short professional career. He won everything as an amateur, and now he's undefeated, and he's hotly thought about. I think this is certainly the first test, the first question, I guess, whether he can get rid of Jermaine Franklin, whether he will go the distance like AJ did, like Dillian White did, because for all the promise, and we've heard so much about the promise from the likes of Lawrence Okoli, from AJ, from Tyson Fury, everybody that's sparred with Moses over the years, they all believe this 21-year-old is going to become the heavyweight champion of the world. But he's got to actually do it under the lights. He was brilliant, of course, against Dempsey McCain, against Mike Balajan, blowing away Dillian White. But I think the idea with this is they're trying to get rounds. They're trying to get somebody who can stand up to him, thinking about the likes of maybe Filip Hrgovic and Andy Ruiz, Jarrell Miller going forwards. But it's Jermaine Franklin in front of him Saturday night, and I think we're going to learn a bit more. So I don't think it's necessarily the coming-of-age fight. I think that may happen a little bit later down the line, but it's certainly the step up. This is a test, and this is we'll know more about Moses come the end of Saturday night. If he gets rid of Jermaine Franklin and makes a big statement here in Manchester, then I think we can see he's almost knocking on that world title challenge door.
Smudge, is it a silly question to ask if he wins this comfortably and he's looking to become world champion, he goes after Wardley's belt and not Usyk's?
Well, of course, right here on May the 9th, we've got Fabio Wardley against Daniel Dubois. The problem for Moses is that Fabio Wardley's his stablemate, so it's unlikely that that would happen next if Fabio Wardley beats Daniel Dubois. But if Triple D upsets Wardley, that could happen easily for Atoma. But there's so many others out there. There's Ajit Kabayel, there's the winner of Okoli and Yoka in Paris. Tyson Fury, AJ, maybe not even Alexander Usyk want to go near Moses Atauma just yet. Usyk's got other priorities. He's got his fight in May, and who knows, maybe down the line. But I think that Frank Warren will keep Atauma back for now. He needs 3 or 4 more fights before he goes in with someone like Usyk. But could he win a version of a world title? Say if Dubois beats Wardley, would Frank put him in next with Dubois? That's interesting. I would like to see him, even if he gets rid of Jermaine Franklin on Saturday night within, say, 6 rounds, I'd like to see him fight a Hrgovic, a Zhang, an Andy Ruiz, a Miller, someone like that, a Bacoli maybe, before he goes in with a Daniel Dubois. But the Wardley fight's hard to make because of the stablemate situation.
Smudge, because I know Frank Warren's very good in terms of matchmaking and certainly in developing young fighters and pathing out their careers. But is there a point where he's just fighting people for the sake of getting rounds in, as opposed to going, well, do you know what? And he becomes frustrated, where he's like, well, hold on, I know I'm good enough to fight the big boys now. Not Usyk, obviously, per se, but maybe a Dubois or a Parker, where he's like, no, I'm ready to fight these now. And then he almost gets a little bit frustrated because it seems to be taking longer than he'd hope.
Well, we thought Dillian White was going to be that person last summer, didn't we? So is Jermaine Franklin going to give him rounds? I talked to Francis Warren, I talked to the Queensberry staff, and they went through a whole load of names, and Jermaine was the top of that list, and they finally got him. So let's see what happens. I know Ben Davison wants him to go rounds. It's all very well doing it in the gym, but we need to do it under the lights. The problem is Moses wants to fight anybody, so it's that difficult balance. Frank is possibly the best matchmaker in the business as a promoter. He did it with Ricky Hatton, he did it with Nassim Hamed, he did it with Joe Calzaghe. So many came through and beautifully prepared for that moment. You remember when Ricky beat Costas Hugh, and few thought he was ready for that, but he'd had those sort of acid tests against the likes of Bentaki and Ray Oliveira, and Frank had matched him so well. So he needs to do that with Moses. The problem is he's a heavyweight, and if he blows them away at heavyweight like Mike Tyson was doing, you've got to at some point just let him off the leash. Moses wants to fight for a world title tomorrow, and it's all about just making sure that when he does get that challenge, he's maybe had that gut check, but he might not. There might not be somebody to give him that gut check, but they've got to try. Jermaine Franklin, a Hrgovic, a Zhang, an Andy Ruiz, something like that this year. And I would say within 12 months, 18 months most, maybe even earlier, he has that world title shot. And I believe Moses Atauma will not only become world heavyweight champion, but he's got the ability to become the undisputed heavyweight champion and a real superstar of the sport. He's cool, he's calm, he's 21, he's lovely outside of the ring. He's the young generation coming through, and I think what it is, Andy Darren, about Moses is you hear the other heavyweights talk about him in such glowing terms. You don't hear that. You hear chinks, you hear problems, you hear when he's had trouble in sparring, you hear these stories, these whispers around the sport. Universally, they adore Moses Atauma. So if he can do it in the ring time after time, I think we've got an absolute golden star on our hands.
Smudge, not only you, but every single person we spoke to before this fight, and we spoke about Atauma, is so excited, like it's a foregone conclusion that he will be world champion. Now, you've been around boxing a long, long time. Is this the most excited you've been about an English prospect in a long time, or even a heavyweight, for that matter, on the planet?
Absolutely. I mean, I was very excited when AJ turned pro, obviously, having won Olympic gold medal, and at those Sky days when we needed a real massive superstar, and he had the looks and he had the attraction, and he became that enormous, huge star, didn't he? Transcending almost British boxing. So we were all very excited about him. But of course, he had a shorter amateur career, and he'd lost as an amateur. And I always thought AJ would have a career rather like he has. He'd become a 2-time heavyweight champion of the world, but he's had his bumps along the way. I think what I like about Moses Atauma is that he's a southpaw, that he's quick, that he's got the balance, the IQ. He moves like a natural fighter. Yeah, so I think maybe since Mike Tyson, he's the most exciting young heavyweight to come out of anywhere, really. You know, we've had the Klitschko's, we've had Fury, Joshua, many others, but I think Moses is a bit different. And as a southpaw, obviously, like Alexander Usyk, wasn't made to become a heavyweight. He was a cruiserweight sensation and then went up and just managed to become undisputed heavyweight champion a couple of times, which is just madness because he's a one-off. But Moses is a natural heavyweight, and I think that we're all getting very, very excited about him because he's got everything, the skills, the movement, the speed, the power. But what he hasn't got is the rounds and the professional experience under his belt just yet. Mike Tyson didn't really need it. He blew everyone away, but he came in with, he had a couple of tough fights before that world title win, and Moses isn't going to beat that record. Mike Tyson, 21 and 4 months, he's not going to beat that record of becoming the youngest ever world heavyweight champion, but I think he's going to become one of the youngest. Look, you never know in heavyweight boxing. Jermaine Franklin is a tough, durable, solid American who's got some ambition at 32. He's won his last 3, so you never know with the big boys, and that's why we are all going to be tuning in tomorrow night. But I'd be very surprised if Moses Atama didn't get the job done, probably within the distance and probably emphatically. And if he does, it's just another statement in the rise, and I think it will be a meteoric rise for Moses Atama.
Smudge, we didn't get your answer there. Can you repeat that? No, I'm joking. We're off air at 7. We haven't got enough time. Smudge, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure and an honour. Thanks for
Always
coming
a
on,
pleasure.
Mate. Have a great one. Enjoy the fight. We'll speak to you in a minute.
See you next Tuesday. Bye now.
See you next Tuesday. Can't wait for that. That was a look ahead to Atoma against Franklin with DAZN. Don't forget, you can watch that fight live this Saturday only on DAZN. Sign up now at DAZN.com.
Big fight build-up on talkSPORT with DAZN. Watch Moses Atoma versus Jermaine Franklin this Saturday only on DAZN. Sign up now at DAZN.com.
Now, it's Friday, so most of you excited anyway. But the fella to my left is more excited than usual on a Friday because at 5 o'clock, he will be telling us who the Premier League super-powered stars are. Avengers. Excuse me.
That's Batman.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay. We'll get that sorted out. Yeah, the Premier League Avengers. Excuse me. That's from 5 o'clock. You excited about that? How excited are you?
The Avengers?
How excited are you about it?
I've done it already.
So usually me and Dee go down for like a coffee at 3 o'clock, 3:15, and I say, coffee? And he went, yeah, but I've got to be back. I've got to do my Avengers. Excuse me.
Yeah. It's well, you know what's funny though? That's like you and the Keown speech. I've never known you do so much prep. Even when I try to talk to you, no, Bentley, not now.
Yeah, that was the only one and only time. Yeah. Anyway, we'll be doing Premier League Avenger chat. Excuse me. At 5 o'clock.
Liverpool have announced on Tuesday the cost of attending a match at Anfield is going to increase. It's going to go up by 3% next season, following further increases in line with inflation over the next 2 campaigns. They've decided to do this despite consulting with the Liverpool FC Supporters Board, a decision which was firmly opposed by fan leaders. Liverpool have revealed that adult general admission tickets, which currently cost £39 to £61, are going to rise between about £1.25 and £1.75. Adult season tickets, priced at £713 to £904, will increase by £21 or £27. They say the cost of junior tickets and local general tickets available to those with a Liverpool postcode would remain frozen. Fenway Sports, though, the owners of Liverpool have been in charge since 2010, haven't increased prices on the Kop since they took over in 2010. So I suppose the big question is why have they decided now to put up the prices, and why do they believe that they need to go up over the next 3 years in line with inflation?
Maybe because they smashed the British transfer record not once but twice last summer. Someone's got to foot the bill for that. Maybe because there's a realistic possibility they miss out on Champions League football this season, the riches that come with that. Listen, I understand the fans' frustrations, and you don't want normal working class supporters to be priced out from watching their club. But the fact they have frozen prices in 8 of the last 10 seasons, I think inevitably they were going to have to put them up.
Money in my pocket, but I just can't get no love. Oh no. Money in my pocket, but I just can't.
It just makes me want to have a really cold beer. That's what it does.
Dennis Brown.
Is that what it is? Is he still alive? What? And what did he die of? Old age or what?
I couldn't tell you.
Why not?
Because I don't know.
Okay, fine. It's a good answer.
Banging her.
Still to come, Bentley's going to be picking his Premier League Avengers, Ryan. You haven't got that button nearby.
No, we're still with this.
Ryan,
Dennis.
Avengers. Thank you. Just quickly, Kylian Mbappe has moved with 1 goal of equaling Olivier Giroud's all-time French goal-scoring record with his 56th goal in France's 2-1 win against Brazil.
Lovely finish last night too.
talkSPORT Drive. Oh, now we've won an award, but we're on for the treble. We're on for the treble, talkSPORT Drive. So talkSPORT Drive have been nominated for an award. We need your help. We're up for Best Radio Talk Show at the Television and Radio Industry Awards. And the public, you, my favourite people on the planet, decide who wins. So to vote for me and Benty, just head to trick.org.uk, trick, tric.org.uk, trick.org.uk, and select talkSPORT Drive as the best radio talk show. We're on for the treble. How amazing would that be?
Yeah, of course, it'd be lovely.
The SJA, the one we've already won, and this one. That'd be amazing.
You're desperate for mine,
Oh, yeah, I am, because I think it's great for all of us. Yeah. It's great for all of us.
I'm more happy for the guys, because the guys behind the glass don't get them enough credit.
What guys?
The guys behind the glass don't get
enough credit. I didn't even see that. How long have you been sitting there for? A couple of years? Yeah, it'd be great for all of us. Yeah. Good for talkSPORT, but more importantly, good for you and me. So if you can vote for Team Drive, go to trick.org.uk. Time now for this.
Paddy Power on talkSPORT. With Paddy's Super Sub, your new bet rolls over to the new player coming on. T's and C's and exclusions apply. 18 plus, begambleaware.org.
Right, time now for today's bet with our friends at Paddy Power. Let's welcome Buckers. I wonder if she's voted for us. Fern Buckley. Hello, Fern Buckley.
Oh, I've already spent my vote on White and Jordan, so sorry about that.
Woo! She's coming hot. Fern's coming hot.
Joking.
Fern, this will be your last ever appearance on talkSPORT Drive.
Oh, no, do you know what? It's so funny. I'm barely on anymore. And then this week I've been on like twice, haven't I? And I've already done it to myself. Sat myself off.
So many jokes on them. I'm not allowed to make them at 5 to 5. Right, let's look forward to tonight's international friendly as England play Uruguay at Wembley. Fern, the lovely Fern, tell us how the bet builder works and the charity that may benefit if we get this right.
Yeah, we've all made some picks across different markets, added them together, got that overall value, and then Paddy Power chucked a tenner on it, hoping we get it right. Because if we do, it's all going to go to the Attitude Foundation.
Great. Right, it's a 5-day bet builder. These are your picks. I've just simple one for me. England to win the game.
Yeah, it's the most popular pick as well. It's going to have to be down to their current streak of 6 consecutive clean sheets. They breezed through the World Cup qualifying this last year with 22 goals. And Uruguay have actually been a bit hit and miss, especially on the road. They've only won 1 of their last 10 away games dating back to late 2024. So an England victory at home is in a 1-2.
I've gone for both teams to score, please, Fern.
Yeah, and even if Uruguay are coming off a 5-1 loss to the USA, prior to that, they had been scoring in friendlies in the World Cup qualifiers. And if you think about the regular starters for England in defence that aren't actually going to be in this game, might see a goal slipping off through or two. That's in at 11-10.
Right, the next one is award-winning producer Joe. He's gone for Rashford to have one or more shots on target.
Yeah, well, in the World Cup qualifiers so far, he's recorded 4 shots on target across 7 games, and in La Liga and Champions League, he's also getting almost 1 on average per game. That is in at 1-4.
3 down, 2 to go. The people are up next. They've gone for Palmer to have one or more shots on target.
Yeah, other than your 2 picks, this was the most popular bet, which is interesting considering he's only played for England last year against Andorra 64 minutes. So, hopefully he comes on. If he does, though, he hopefully will get a shot on target. He's had 13 of those in his last 10 matches in the Premier League. So another game for him, that's at 1-4.
The last one is the wonderful Fern Buckley. What's she going for today, Fern?
I'm going to go for under 3.5 goals. So you have to go, guys, all the way back to 1954 to find the last time that these 2 teams have scored more than 3 goals in a game. It was 4-2 to Uruguay in the World Cup back in 1954. So, yeah, I'm going with under 3.5, and that's in at 1-4.
Yeah, I was ball boy for that game. Right, can you confirm the bet insurance odds and the value of the charity bet, please, Fern?
Yep, all comes in at 11-1. So from a £10 bet, you get a return of £124 tonight. And if we get it right, it's a charity bet. It helps out the Attitude Foundation, who do great work with the LGBT community.
Fern, you sound great. You look great. Your hair looks wonderful. Thanks for coming on. Have a great weekend.
Thanks. See you later, guys.
There you go. That's Paddy Power's bet for today. Minimum 25 below 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Paddy Power on talkSPORT. With Paddy's Super Sub, your new bet rolls over to the new player coming on. T's and C's and exclusions apply. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
A bit of breaking news for you this evening. talkSPORT understands Dominic Solanke will start for England tonight in their friendly against Uruguay. Remember that Adrian Darren brings you live commentary of that one straight after us at 7. Solanke starts. What do you make of that, D?
Yeah, it's an opportunity for him.
Does that tell you his second choice now behind Kane? It doesn't. Doesn't mean anything.
No, I mean, if they get 45 minutes apiece, then that works well. But if he gives him like 70 minutes and Calvert-Lewin and he gets 20, then it's like, oof. But now for Dominic Solanke, now you've got an opportunity. Just go out there, perform, try and maybe nick yourself a goal, play well, and wish for a bit of luck.
Okay. That game, as I said, build-up begins from 7 with Adrian Durham. Now, imagine the hour you've just heard. Imagine that hour is Christmas Eve. Well, let me tell you, it's Christmas Day in about 4 minutes. Well, it is for Benty. He'll be doing the Premier League Avengers.
Every day for me on the show's like Christmas Day.
No, it is, but tomorrow especially, right?
Tomorrow?
I'm sorry, in 4 minutes.
Yeah.
That's what I meant, Christmas Day. Premier League Avengers. Excuse me. We'll do that when we come back live on Drive on talkSPORT after this.
With Mo Salah leaving, a lot of commentators have talked about the fact there's a lack of icons in the Premier League. Obviously, last year we had De Bruyne leave. You've had, over the course of the last few years, you've had Ronaldo back fleetingly. You've had Ibrahimovic here fleetingly. But the big boys don't come to the Premier League, do they? I mean, Haaland is probably the only global icon that is still there. Would that be fair? I mean, Son's not there anymore. De Bruyne's not there anymore. Salah's going. Kane, Ronaldo, Zlatan, all gone. Mbappe, Vinicius, Bellingham, Messi, Neymar. They would rather play elsewhere. Why?
That's a very good question. I don't think there's as many superstars today as the kind of has been in the past. Obviously, Messi, Ronaldo were the 2 superstars, and no one could get anywhere near them. And that doesn't mean to say that others like Neymar and Luis Suarez weren't. What I would say is, I think Real Madrid's, whatever you say about Manchester United, even when they're at their pomp, that I think are the biggest club in the world, the most attractive club in the world. You could argue maybe even Madrid in terms of just living there as well, I think is incredible. Barcelona too. You know, you think about that Barcelona team of Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, Puyol, just absolutely sensational. And you look at Real Madrid now, Vinny Jr., Mbappe, Bellingham. Who else have I missed? I think the general ones, they've always had the very, very top ones have probably gone to La Liga and Real Madrid. Whereas the Premier League, it's almost like the next section down, but deep.
Let's be honest, we've all found ourselves raging at a referee's decision at some stage. This feel familiar?
That is an absolutely shocking decision.
They've got a case in that it was a bad decision.
It's such a poor decision.
Yeah, I think he's just made a bad decision in that instance.
But what does it take to get to the very top of football refereeing? Every referee starts with their county FA. It's a simple training course and you can take it as soon as you hit your 14th birthday. Once you've done that, you have to go through at least 11 hours of face-to-face training. You'll then graduate as a Level 7 official, which means you can take charge of county-level games. But hold your horses, there's still a long way to go to get to the Premier League. Your next step is to spend a year each at Levels 6, 5 and 4. This covers the top of the amateur game. Only at Level 3 do you start doing Northern Counties or Isthmian League level games, for example. If you've done this all quickly, you can reach Level 2 and ref your first National League match after, I don't know, 6 years? After getting enough experience at that level, you can apply to be a referee in the EFL. There's an interview, people watching you do games, and then, if the EFL are happy, you'll be granted a Level 1 licence to ref in games in League 2 and above. Now, they don't just say on you go to the Premier League, you have to work your way up through the divisions. Only after years of hard work and refereeing on cold Tuesday nights in Stoke can you be considered to do matches in some of Europe's very best stadiums. Now, who was the youngest to reach the very top? It was actually Michael Oliver. He refed his first Premier League match in 2010 at the tender age of just 25. So if you want to follow in his footsteps, crack on. It'll only take you roughly a decade, thousands of hours of work and an incredibly thick skin. In total, there are 37,000 registered referees across England, but the PGMOL has only deemed 21 good enough for the top flight. That means there's not even a 1 in 1,000 chance you'll even make it in. Obviously, referees can make mistakes, but when you think about it, having a go at them is kind of like slating a brain surgeon.
Right back to our number 2 of the award-winning Drive Time show. We are trophies on the desk with me, Andy Goldstein, award winner. Darren Bent's here, award winner. Excuse me. Still to come, we'll be discussing some of the latest transfer rumours in Ready, Steady, Cook. But now, look how excited he is, his little face. Look at him. Who makes Bent his Premier League Avengers?
Might come from Rooney! Wayne Rooney at the Stratford end!
Gerrard. Goalkeeper goes the right way, but he sneaks it in the corner.
And Cristiano Ronaldo gets his 59th career hat-trick.
Beckham could raise the roof here with a goal.
Yes, England take on Uruguay. Live on talkSPORT tonight as Thomas Tuchel takes a look at some of the players bidding for a place in the World Cup squad. One of those players is Harry Maguire. I think we'll go to the Avengers stuff in a minute, right? Is that right? Okay, we'll do that in a minute. Thomas Tuchel spoke to talkSPORT last week and was asked why he decided to recall the Man United defender.
Like I said, he has a superpower and a super strength regarding set pieces defensively and offensively, and I don't want to miss out to get to know him and have the chance to get the full picture and to make a decision in May.
So, with Thomas Tuchel discussing Harry Maguire's super strength, Matt Law in the Telegraph today picked the 4 players who could be England's marvels against Uruguay tonight as they bid for a spot on the plane. He chose Mr. Fantastic, Cole Palmer, The Flash, Marcus Rashford, Robin, so back up to Batman, I suppose, Dominic Solanke, and the Joker, Harvey Barnes. What do you make of those? Before we talk about yours, what do you make of those?
Yeah.
Mr. Fantastic, Cole Palmer.
Yeah, hasn't quite been his sparkling best. Rashford was the next one. Who was the third one?
The Flash was Rashford. Robin was Dominic Solanke. So that leads me to believe he's going to be back up to Batman.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, Robin's always been rubbish, isn't he? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like
what is their relationship, Batman and Robin? How do they know each other?
Ooh, so in the Val Kilmer Batman.
Yeah. Is that Batman and Robin?
No, that's just Batman. Robin comes into it, doesn't he?
Right.
And because I'm pretty sure in that film, he come from, his parents were killed as well. Robin's parents were killed.
Right.
As well as Batman's. And Val Kilmer almost like kind of looked after him a bit and then he ended up becoming Robin. But
it's strange.
Yeah, but in the new, there's hasn't been a Robin for a while.
Would you like to play the role of Robin?
Yes, why not?
All right. It's a weird relationship, though, isn't it? Anyway, so we thought we would ask Benny to put together his current Premier League Avengers with... Oh, good work.
Star Wars, isn't it?
No, it's Avengers. Ryan's on this. With specific criteria. Good work, Ryan.
That's Star Wars, bro.
Huh? Ryan, this is... Yeah, Avengers. Yeah. It just said Avengers.
Okay, nice.
Super Stretch. That's your goalkeeper. I had a Super Stretch this morning. Kids went to school, wife was out. Super Strength. Super Speed, the Marksman, long-range accuracy, the Genius, high football IQ, the Mystic Magician, and Captain Premier League.
Yeah.
Are all those the names of Avengers?
No.
All right, we just made some up. All right. There you go.
So,
keep the Avengers music going. Good work, Ryan.
Yeah, someone's made a really good point here. And, Bentley, you got Mavra-Thanos. It's unbelievable, that. You know Mavra-Thanos, West Ham? Mavra-Thanos. It's unbelievable, that.
What are you talking about?
Like, I get it, Chris. Fantastic.
Wait,
I like that.
Look at the time.
Yeah.
It's not H&J, is it?
Yeah. So anyway, Super Stretch. I've got Donnarumma.
You got what?
Donnarumma.
Right, Super Stretch.
Yeah, massive, great shot stopper. I think David Raya has been the best goalkeeper in the league this year, but Donnarumma's shot stopping I think is the best.
Do you want the music? Do you want the Avengers music for the whole lot?
Nah, can you just come down a bit?
Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, well faded. I would go. Donnarumma Super Stretch.
What, as in the best goalkeeper in the Premier League?
No, just stretch in terms of he makes saves.
He's a big old
lump.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've gone Super Stretch.
Is there anyone else that he could have been?
David Raya. He's been brilliant.
Okay.
He's been incredible.
Who's best goalkeeper in the Premier at the moment?
I think David Raya.
Because you're an Arsenal fan?
Nope, because I think he is.
So tell me the difference between Donnarumma and David Raya if you're choosing Donnarumma as Super Stretch.
I think as a shot stopper, Donnarumma's better. But
Okay.
as a whole round package.
Would you swap?
No. Because David Raya, with his feet, his passing, it's crazy.
Okay.
And Donnarumma can't do that.
Super Strength is up next.
Do you know what? This was a hard one,
Surely
right?
there's a sound effect, Ryan, every time. Is there? Super Strength is up next. No sound effect.
Do you know what? So it was hard.
Excuse me.
Back to that. And for strength, Judge went for Adama Traore.
Okay, it has to be him.
Because he's the juggernaut in terms of the way he runs and stuff.
Is there anyone else that could get close to him?
Not strong. Strength. Do you know what it is? He's a unit. He looks like a unit. Then he got caught out in the gym. And did you see him out?
What do you mean caught out in the gym?
Because remember, he tried to say he don't go gym. And then one of his teammates recorded him in the gym.
That's right. Doesn't he cover his arms in like...
Maybe all. So they can't grab him. And did you see the plates that were on the bench press?
No.
Mate, it must have been about 110 on there.
Shit. I mean, are you surprised an athlete, a footballer, can run about carrying that muscle?
It's all power in it. All power.
All right. When you were playing, who's the biggest in the gym? Who's like the Adama Traore of any club you were at?
So let me think. So I can't remember the Charlton one. Tottenham, not potentially.
Who's your goalkeeper at Tottenham? Is it Brad Friedel?
No, I had Gomez and Paul Robinson.
All right, okay.
I'm trying to think. It was like a gym.
Lunatic.
Strong. There'll be someone, but
Midfielders? Who are your midfielders? Modric. He went opposite that.
Not really Tottenham because the training ground wasn't what it is now. I'm trying to think towards the end, like Derby and like who was at Villa? It was like a gym.
There must have been someone at Villa.
Big old unit.
No, and Ipswich. Producer Joe would surely be on the back of this if it was Ipswich.
Yeah. No, I can't think of anyone then, but Adama Traore now.
All right. Next up, you ready for a sound effect, right? Next up is... I haven't done that yet. Next up is super speed.
Van der Ven.
Okay.
I mean, that speed there is different.
Is he the fastest?
Yeah, must be. The way he clocked up that speed, man. Gone.
Yeah. Just thinking of...
Adama Traore could have had that as well because he's quick.
Yeah.
But Van der Ven's giving strikers 2-3 yards, man, still catching them.
What about Langer?
Yeah, but I think Van der Ven runs. Ahmed who?
Diallo.
You having a laugh?
He's fast.
Compared to these, man, are you crazy?
Oh, calm down.
Get less than the blocks, man. Get less than the blocks. Yeah, I definitely think Van der Ven's the one. He's so... I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
That goal, I think it was last season against United, where he just went
through
the middle. And who did he score a goal against this year? He scored a crazy goal where he just ran.
That was an unbelievable goal.
Yeah, just kept running.
Who was that against? Was that in the Champions League?
It might have been. But yeah, I've gone Van der Ven is definitely the super speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. So I've just seen a Mohamed Salah goal. Jeez.
This is the one as well. Arsenal. Shock. David Luiz.
Is that against you?
Yeah, David Luiz. Where are you going? Look how fast he is.
Look. What does he do? Yeah, you should have had that covered. So, marksman. Long range. Okay, doesn't want on radio, though, does it? Yeah,
Salah,
okay.
Man City.
Yeah, inside out and then goal.
I'm pretty sure he did one against Watford. Yeah, Watford straight away, week after.
I mean, people can't see this, D.
It's a goal against Watford. Stop talking. Shh.
Well,
goal against Watford.
Right, there you go. Goal against Watford.
Chopped and changed. What a goal.
Yeah. Should we get back? Okay. The marksman, long range accuracy.
This season, right, listen, I want to give a special mention to Harry Wilson.
Yeah.
Because he has been everywhere. I've got to go Szoboszlai.
Yeah.
That guy is smashing him in from everywhere.
His free kicks are frightening, aren't
Jeez, like everywhere. Smash. And there was a goal in the FA Cup this year where he gave the ball away stupidly, where he tried to backheel it in his own box, and they scored from it. And then he hit one from about 25 yards, which flew. And I mean, flew into the top corner. So I've gone, it's going to have to be
Szoboszlai.
Szoboszlai.
All right. The genius. Ryan, you got a button for that? Same noise every time. Okay. Excuse me. The genius, high football IQ.
Bernardo Silva.
Not Bruno. You're not putting Bruno in there. All right, calm down. I've spoilt the party, have I?
Honestly. It's crazy.
Well, can I ask questions?
No, you can't.
Can I ask, can one player have two of these?
Probably, yeah, but I've gone Bernardo Silva.
Right, okay.
His footballing IQ is absolutely incredible. I've never seen anything like it.
Explain. If people are getting into football now, what does that mean?
His footballing IQ in terms of when he's got the ball at his feet, the positions he takes up on the pitch, whether it's defensively or offensively. If he's trying to get himself into a position to attack, he'll get himself in the half turn and pick up a pocket of space where he can't be marked by anyone.
You know that thing that everyone gets excited about, scanning?
Yeah, he's the best. He's one of the best.
Okay, was that a thing when you were playing?
Yeah, but it was just called check your shoulders.
It was called check your shoulders. Same thing.
Same thing.
Why are people getting so excited about scanning? Look at him scanning.
But it's like,
it's looking, right?
Yeah, but it's like a holding midfield player or CDM now.
Oh, right, okay. Can you teach that, the skills of Silva?
Well, the scanning part is basic when you're coming up in the youth team. Like, you check your shoulders. It's
right.
Like basic.
When you haven't got the ball.
When you haven't got the ball. When you're about to receive the ball, keep checking.
Okay.
Do you know what's going on behind you?
Yeah. Do all players do that? Like defenders don't bother. It's just midfielders, right?
No, defenders will still do it, especially nowadays when they're playing up from the back. They check it. But I've gone for Bernardo Silva.
Okay. The mystic magician. Excuse me.
Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, I didn't know, did I?
Why you just...
Because it was all Arsenal players.
What, name the one Arsenal player that's in there.
Goalkeeper. Oh, no, you didn't choose him either, did you?
Okay. See? Not Joe, not even listening.
Not what?
Not even listening.
Yeah, that was a joke. You put Bruno in there.
Yeah, right, next one.
What's the difference between... No, hold on.
Next one,
what's the difference?
Thank you.
What's the difference between a genius...
Thank you, Jack. I mean, right.
No, but people want to know what's the difference between a genius and a magician.
Well, I just think genius in terms of footballing IQ is just... I just think Bernardo Silva is a lot more intelligent than Bruno Fernandes.
Okay.
And Bruno Fernandes is better offensively in terms of his distribution, his assists, his goals. But Bernardo Silva is just incredible.
Okay. And the last one is Captain Premier League, so like Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Granit Xhaka.
Excuse me.
Granit Xhaka.
Oh, wow. Okay.
What he's done for Sunderland in terms of leadership. I'd say halfway through the season, people were saying he was the signing of the season for what he's done for Sunderland. He has been brilliant. I also give it to Jordan Henderson. But no, I think Granit Xhaka is I think that's more than fair. He's been brilliant for Sunderland.
Yeah, he has,
absolutely magnificent in terms of the leadership, what he's done on the pitch for Sunderland as well. Like when to kind of calm everyone down. Listen, we're in a bit of a game here. Everyone just relax a little bit. I think he's been integral.
Okay, let's go for it because people can have their say on it. Super stretch, goalkeeper you've gone for. Excuse me.
Donnarumma.
Super strength. Excuse me.
Adama Traore.
Super speed. Excuse me.
Van der Ven.
The marksman, long range accuracy. Excuse me.
I can say it every time.
Oh, just
Szoboszlai.
The genius. Excuse me.
Bernardo Silva.
The mystic magician. Excuse me.
Bruno Fernandes.
And captain Premier League.
Granit Xhaka.
Granit Xhaka.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what? A good shout, and a few people, and I did think about him, right? He was unbelievable. Brian Brobby, in terms of strength.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, he's so strong.
Yeah. But you didn't put him in.
No, I've got Traore.
Okay.
I'm happy with that.
If you think your current Premier League Avengers are better than Bent is, nice. Give us a call on 03717223344. If you're 15 or a bit like Benny, you've got the mental age of a 15-year-old and you like things like the Avengers and superpowers and all that, this is perfect for
You're
you.
really hammered by a lot of people saying that.
Well, they can only call me if they use the Bill Payer's permission. 03717223344. Do you agree or disagree with Benty's Avengers?
Join us now to look ahead to all British heavyweight boxer Dillian White. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Dillian.
Good morning, good morning. How's everything been? Good?
Yeah,
good, mum.
Yeah, really, really good. You gutted for the Welsh last night for no reason whatsoever? Or is it just Gabby who's hammering them?
I have no comment.
Dillian, what are you thinking about this fight then? You fought both fighters, Itoma and Franklin. What are you expecting from Franklin in this fight?
I think it's a good fight. It depends on what Franklin turns up because, you know, he can turn up and put on a good show and be a really good fighter. Sometimes he can turn up and be a little bit of a stinker, you know. Obviously, he's coming off a loss in his last fight. But I think that's made him hungrier for this fight. And now, obviously, we look at Mosley thinking, if I beat Mosley, I get one up on Dillian because Dillian beat me and Mosley beat Dillian. So I think he's got double motivation. So, yeah.
How good is he, Itoma? You know, only 21 years of age, and we've seen his rise so far. How good is he, and how good can he be?
He's very good. Obviously, they're managing properly and maneuvering properly, and obviously, he's, timing is everything in every division. We have to wait and see. He's very good. He's young. He's active. Obviously, he's explosive and stuff. But we have to wait and see. Every boxing is funny, you know. I mean, taking one fight 2 months earlier, 2 months too late can make a big difference. You know, I mean, maybe you can beat a guy now. Maybe you can beat a guy in 5 months' time, but now you're not ready to beat him. You know what I mean? But Frank's very good at managing the timing. So, yeah, let's see.
then you will get no hurt, mister. No, no, no. I said yeah. I said yeah. What they say. Don't you hear? I said yeah. This is what they say.
Driver talkSPORT, me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent is alongside me still to come. We're discussing some of the latest transfer rumours in Ready Steady Crook. In the world of darts, Luke Lettler hit 2 170 checkouts in the final against Van Gerwen to win his third night at the Premier League. Are you watching any of the darts?
I watched a bit yesterday, a little bit, but not much. I watched.
Why have you gone off it a little bit?
No, I mean, I watched Van Gerwen against my boy Humphreys, but yeah, he ain't got going Humphreys yet.
No, he hasn't really got going since he won the World a couple of years ago.
No, he won the Premier League last year.
Did he?
Yeah, he won the last Premier.
Are you sure it wasn't the one before that?
100%.
Oh,
The one before that was.
So he's Premier League defending champion?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The one before that was Littler.
Oh, right, okay. Do you still speak to him?
Yeah, every now and then, yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. When was the last time you threw a dart?
In the green room about 20 minutes ago.
Okay, before that.
Oh, ages ago.
Yeah, we haven't done it, have we? There's no...
But everyone's dying for it to come back.
Yeah.
We've got to bring it back.
Yeah, we'll bring it back. We'll do it next week. Thomas Tuchel has insisted that Trent Alexander-Arnold still has a chance of going to the World Cup this summer. Do you believe him?
Yeah.
Why is he not in this squad?
I just think Thomas Tuchel's quite honest in his assessment. If he doesn't think...
I agree with that.
If he doesn't feel you're ready or there's something not quite right, then he won't put you in. Simple as that. I don't think he's shut the door on all the time on all players. Like, it's not like, right, you're not in the squad, you're not going to be back.
No, but we did say when we were building up to this squad being announced that if you're not in it, that's probably it.
Yeah, but I think that maybe Trent falls into this, maybe not. But I do think there are certain players that are not in this squad that he doesn't necessarily have to look at because he knows. So, like, I'm just saying, Danny Welbeck, for instance, he's been in internationals, got over 50 caps, I think, or around 50 caps. So he's fine. Luke Shaw. Like, even though Luke Shaw's not in this one, if there's an injury, well, I know what Luke Shaw can do. I'll put him in the squad.
Yeah. Okay. We'll stay with England. They're under 21s. They're in action tonight. They're taking on Andorra. Ian Abrahams is watching that one for talkSPORT, and the Moose has got team news for us now. Moose, good evening to you.
Good evening. Yes, England have won all their games so far, so they'll be expected to win in Andorra. One left back who's been left out of the England senior party, who was in it last year, is playing tonight as well. That's Miles Lewis-Skelly of Arsenal. He's included. So it's Beadle of Birmingham in goal, Rico Lewis of Manchester City, Achipom and Elaine of Chelsea and Manchester City respectively, and Lewis-Skelly is the back four. Three in midfield of King of Fulham, Peck of Sheffield United, and Joe Bellingham, of course, who plays his football over in Germany now. He's the captain tonight. Up front is Tyree George, Divine Moamba, and Ethan Wanyeri, who of course is plying his trade at the moment over in France. And the England under-21 start their match in Andorra at 6:30.
Thanks, Moose. What's the major difference between playing for the under-21s and the senior side for you?
The pressure.
Is that really all it comes down to?
Yeah, the pressure. The pressure is... Like you've never felt anything like it. When you get called up, you think, yeah, and you're training. Even training to a certain extent is like my very first training session
with the seniors.
The seniors are like, oh my goodness.
Give me names.
Come on, like Beckham.
Okay.
He's the first person I met when I first got into the squad. Do you know what? I generally think it also depends on where you're coming from. So if you're at those clubs and you get your first England call up, you've been playing for Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal, you're Chelsea, you're chest puffed out already. You're at that level. But I was at Charlton at the time. So you're like,
Charlton top tier at the time.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
So Ipswich to Charlton, I played one game, and I'm in the senior squad. I've been smashing goals in for the 21s.
Played one game for Charlton. You called up to the senior.
My debut. Scored 2 away at Sunderland.
And that's it.
And I get that.
How long after your debut at club level did that England call come? Was it like the following week?
You have a lot. Honestly, Andy, I scored the 2 at Sunderland.
Yeah.
Right. I'm on the way home on the coach. Right. My phone goes ding, and the under-21 squad's announced. Not in it. I'm thinking, you having a laugh? Like, I mean, and all the squad scoring loads of goals. Then another text comes through, and it's like, you've been selected for the upcoming friendlies or whatever they are, internationals, England. Please report at this time. I'll bring this, bring that. I'm like, someone's having a laugh here. So I phoned Lindsay, who was the under-21 secretary. So Lindsay, what's going on? Like, I'm not in the 21 squad, and I've received a message for the seniors. She's like, yeah, Sven liked what you saw today, and he wants to put you in the senior squad. So I was like, it's not a wind-up. He was like, no. So this was on the way home, on the coach. And then I called mum and dad and said, listen, I'm in the England squad. And
yeah. Oh, my God, they must have gone nuts, right?
Yeah, nuts. And my first...
Because usually you get a little inkling, didn't you? Something's going to happen, but nothing.
Nothing. I'm preparing myself after that game to go away with the 21s. Senior squad. And again, I'm at Charlton. You walk into the England camp, or you go...
How old were you?
21. So you go to... I think it was Sopwell House, I can't remember. Bex walks around the corner. Then you check in. Same kind of routine as a 21.
What Bex say to you?
Andy and Darren, great 2 goals today or yesterday. Yesterday, thoroughly deserve it. Enjoy it. Great guy. Then you go to your room, put your bags in. Lunch is at 7 or 8. Come down to lunch. I got down there early because I'm thinking, I'm nervous as anything. Even though Luke Young was with me in the squad, who was at Charlton with me, I was like, oh my goodness, sitting down there and just watching the players come in.
What are you wearing? Like a tracksuit they've given you?
Yeah, England tracksuit. Like Rio coming in, Gerrard, Beckham, Lampard, Rooney. Even though I knew Wazza from before, I'm like, oh my goodness, Joe Cole, because Joe and Scott, like even like Scott Parker's probably the one where, listen, all the guys are impressive at how good they are, but Parker was probably the one in training. I was like, oh my goodness, you couldn't get the ball off him. He'd chop, 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 like, and I always thought the better players would always kind of in possession, games like possession where it's like 10v10.
Yeah.
Got to keep hold of the ball. First, you get 10 passes, you get a goal. All the better players were in the middle, man. And Scott Parker was right in the middle. That means you've got to scan everywhere. Like, traffic's coming, it's bang, turn. Joe Cole, in terms of the little rondo boxes that you do before training, where you've got 2 in the middle, 4 on the outside, or 5 on the outside. Joe Cole was doing crazy stuff, man. And I remember just thinking, where am I now?
Did you start questioning your own talent?
No, what I started to do was when we had lunch, and the next morning, I remember, make sure I went to bed early, properly. I never prepared for training like this, by the way.
Yeah.
Went to bed early, took all the right fluids on, ate properly breakfast. Like, I prepared for training, like I prepared for a match.
Yeah.
Because I just knew that the standard.
You had to be perfect.
Yeah. Because
and how did you get on in that training session?
My first training session, you know what? Best shooting session I think I've ever had.
Really?
Didn't miss. Bang, bang, bang. But honestly, it was
You must have loved that.
Yeah. But going away with them boys, man. The standard.
When you went for like lunch or dinner, they all sat together as what, clubs?
Do you know what? It was a little bit of that, but like it was one big long table.
Okay.
So you get like a cluster of the Arsenal players or the Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool, a little bit of that, and then you get the in-betweens, but like me and Youngie, and then maybe a couple from other lesser clubs than the big boys that kind of sit together. But to be fair, all the guys, even the top guys were top, like quality of us.
That's great.
But I promise you, the standard of training, Andy, I can only tell you it was ping, 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 ping.
Did that inspire you to move to bet yourself to move to a bigger club?
Not even so much that, but you just knew that, Rob, I need to up my levels here. Because these guys ain't mucking around. Even at 50%, these guys ain't mucking around.
That's great, isn't it? That tracksuit, you keep that?
No.
We give it back?
Do you know what, right? So my mum said to me, she's got low, because I've got nothing. I've got a few pictures up in the gym of like shirts and that. But other than that, I've got nothing. Got a few, obviously, like individual awards that I won. That's in Milan's room. But my mum said she's got loads of shirts and stuff in her loft.
Can I ask you something, right?
Oh, it depends what it is.
No. How about this? You get a box from your mum, and you don't open it,
and bring it in here,
and we open it and we go through each item on the show. We dedicate like half an hour to it. So I'll take out a shirt. You can tell us what memories that brings back, what games it was.
So I can do that.
But don't look in the box.
All right, she said she's got loads up there.
Okay, that'd be amazing.
All right.
Yeah, we do that.
I've got no England shirts, nothing. I can just pick up nothing.
Okay. Well, maybe you have in the box. Maybe she's kept them.
Yeah. Oh no.
How close to your house is your mum?
Oh no, I can nip there if I need to go.
All right. Can you get a box for next week?
Yeah, I'll speak to her. I'll message her in a minute. So I need to go in the loft and get the stuff out.
Okay, but don't look in the box. Just pick the box up, bring it in.
All right. I'll get her to sellotape it before I get there.
Okay. That's great.
All
right. That's great. I look forward to that. That'd be brilliant. Right, still to come on our show, we're discussing some of the latest transfer rumours in Ready Steady Crook, but first it's time for no Googling. We want to know who scored England's fastest goal at a World Cup. I remember it as well. I genuinely remember it. Who scored England's fastest goal at a World Cup? Any idea?
No.
Okay. The answer to that and loads more coming up live on Drive on talkSPORT in seconds. Stay where you are.
Former Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp has broken his silence on Mo Salah's impending departure from the Reds. Here he is talking to the Anfield Wrap about the legacy that Salah will leave behind.
Unbelievable goal. So he was part of the best front three in world football for a long time and was the one who always had the highest numbers. So that says something. That really says something. It's not easy to be slightly above the other two guys, and they have all their specific skills, but Mo was the one for the last situation. He wanted to have that more than anybody. So Sadio was a mix of both. Like, yes, he wanted to score goals, but he could have played midfield even, so that's his skill set. Bobby was the genius who didn't care about anything and could play absolutely everything, and Mo was the one who was really always the goal in his mind. And you cannot train that, and I don't think you really can learn it. It's inside, and he has that, and he will have that until the last day of his life. I'm pretty sure that's why it was the challenge, because if you want to rotate or whatever, and you take him off after 87 minutes, you could see in his face he saw I could have scored 3 in the last 5.
Yeah, that's Jurgen Klopp speaking about Mo Salah, and touch on basically what we were kind of talking about with strikers these days, where you said some of them don't have that. They don't have that drive to, I want 1, I want 2, I want 3, I want to keep scoring, you know?
Yeah. And
I just feel like, I don't know if it's a dying art. The striker, the goal-scoring mentality, just to get goals, constantly think about goals.
Over the last few years, Formula One has gone from elitist and insular to a global entertainment brand. The transformation's down to American investment group Liberty Media, who cultivated a new image for the sport since buying it in 2016. Better access to drivers, improved content on social media, and tapping into the US market have given F1 a massive boost in both attention and revenues. But is everyone happy? The fans certainly are, as evidenced by Drive to Survive. Almost 7 million people per season have tuned in to get all the gossip and all the drama from the paddock. The extra exposure means the drivers can demand a higher salary too. In 2010, the top drivers were earning $20 million a year, which isn't bad. But now, the very best earn 3 times that, with Max Verstappen getting a whopping $65 million in 2025. But money doesn't always buy happiness. Some drivers, including Verstappen, don't like the pageantry the changes have brought about. In Las Vegas in 2023, Verstappen said the drivers were made to look like clowns, and the event was 99% performance and 1% race. Some purists who still watch the sport feel the same, and that the spirit of competition has suffered. But Formula One and Liberty Media don't look like slowing down anytime soon. So expect more races, major events and exclusive access in future.
Try your best just to make it quick.
Gregory.
It's about the medicine.
Yeah. My dad's favourite artist. A reggae artist ever.
Bob Marley.
Gregory Isaacs.
Okay.
I like to be here.
There must be
in a minute, it's coming.
He's coming, Ryan. Just wait, Ryan.
You can still do it. Yeah.
Okay. Tell me when to stop. Who scored England's fastest goal ever at a World Cup?
Ryan Robson.
It was Captain Marvel, 27 seconds, 16th of June 82, 3-1 against France.
Of emergency. There's a patient by the name of Gregory.
Where's the bit where he talks about medicine?
In a minute. Come on. Night nurse.
Still to come and have some fun with the best of talkSPORT, but now it's time for even more fun.
By the way, do you two like haddock?
Dinner, either swordfish and salad or steak and calamari.
I actually had an ice cream outside the Trevi Fountain in Rome.
I did have a burger today. You do tend to let it slip on a Sunday.
Cooking it up today, Alex!
Yes, time for this week's Ready Steady Cook, where talkSPORT's chief football correspondent Alex Cook and SJA award nominee Alex Cook, who's put that in it, talks us through some of the biggest transfer rumours doing the rounds this week.
Do you know what's funny? Sorry, before Crookie speaks.
Yeah.
He couldn't wait to send me that as well. He messaged me yesterday, I think it was, about his nomination.
But does he know that we've been nominated?
No, but he couldn't wait to tell me.
Cookie, hello, how are you?
Good evening. It's been a while. Have you missed me, boys?
Yeah, do you know what I have, Cookie? I have.
I have. You just got out of the way as I pulled the trigger.
I saw you at Wembley, though, Cookie.
You did see me at Wembley, but I've not been on this show in this slot for a couple.
Listen, well done on your SJA.
What happened at Wembley, by the way?
What?
Who won? Who won at Wembley?
What's this? Oh, we're talking about a cup final. Cookie, well done on your SJA award nominee.
Thank you very much. And likewise, I see you guys are up for Audio Show of the Year.
Yes, we are. Oh, can you hold on 1 second? Sorry, I've just got to clean our award that we won last night. There you go, clean out. There you go. Best interview for talkSPORT Drive. How about that? Have you seen that award?
I haven't. What was the interview?
With Noel Gallagher. Commercial Radio News Awards of the Year. The one we had with Noel. We won last night.
Superb. Well, that's good. When you finish second to White and Jordan at the SJAs, that'll make you feel better.
Do you know what? Cookie, you are. Do you know, see, I really like Hook Cookie, but I hate him at the same time.
Cookie, I'll be honest. I'll be honest, Cookie. That would destroy us if that was the case. I'd rather lose than come second. Like, I'd rather come fifth.
Well, I'm sure you won't come fifth, Box, but it'll be a good night. London Palladium as well. What are you for it?
Yeah. Do you want a little fact about London Palladium?
Go on.
You know, Bruce Forsyth, God bless him. You know his ashes.
His ashes, yeah.
His ashes are under the stage at London Palladium.
Are they?
There is a rumour that he haunts the place, isn't there?
I think you just made that up.
I saw it in a newspaper article.
Do you know, someone saw his ghost. They said it was nice to see him.
Do we?
Oh, jeez.
Right, shall we?
What is going on? What is going on here?
He was so much better than last week. Right. Let's start with Newcastle midfielder Sandro Tonali. Scored for Italy in last night's 2-0 win over Northern Ireland. His future's been up in the air this week. He's been linked to move to Man United, reportedly be allowed to leave Newcastle if they miss out on European football. Some suggestions, Crookie, are that he prefers to move back to Italy. What is the latest on Tonali, and do you expect him to leave this summer?
I do expect him to leave, although Newcastle sources have played down suggestions that there's a gentleman's agreement. If they don't qualify for Europe and don't make the Champions League, then he will be allowed to leave. He's going to take a decent offer. I don't think he'll go back to Italy. I can understand from his perspective why that would be appealing, but I don't see any Italian club being able to match the transfer fee or the wages on offer from some of the Premier League big guns. The noise around Manchester United seems to be getting a lot louder when it comes to Sandro Tonali, but I've also been told not to rule out Manchester City because Bernardo Silva's future is uncertain. And obviously there were those quotes this week from Rodri, basically a come and get me plea, it felt like, to Real Madrid. So if they were to lose both of those players, then as much as they need Elliot Anderson, that looks like his preferred option at this moment in time, they might need to sign two heavyweight midfielders. So who knows, it could be City against United in the race for Tonali.
Crook, is this a problem again when it comes down to PSR? Because I do kind of have sympathy for Newcastle. I get it. Tonali, if Newcastle won it in the Champions League, he wants to play at the highest level. He's a top player. But is this the case of Newcastle because they're kind of restricted, that they have to sell one of their better players to kind of balance the books? Or could they afford to keep hold of all of them?
I think their preference would be to keep hold of all of them, but it's not just financial. I think Tonali now has had a bit of a taste of playing in the Champions League, and when you've had that and all of a sudden you find yourself not there, and obviously you won a trophy as well with Newcastle, they're not going to win a trophy this season with the best will in the world, then players' heads start to get turned. We saw it with Alexander Isak last summer, and I think there was always a concern at Newcastle that could sort of start a domino effect of other big-name players leaving the football club. There's also been talk of Bruno Guimaraes being on Manchester United's wanted list, but that's been played down to me. Anthony Gordon was a target of Liverpool in the past. Obviously, they need a new wide player to replace Mo Salah. I'm not trying to sell all the Newcastle players, by the way, before their fans ring up in rage, but it's just the natural place in the food chain, isn't it, that these players want to be playing Champions League football. They want to be challenging for top honours. And at the moment, because of PSR, Newcastle can't do that.
Right, let's move on to a fullback I'm very keen of, and he's an Arsenal fullback currently, Miles Lewis-Skelly, reportedly linked to Man United. What's the latest on this, Cookie?
Yeah, we reported on this yesterday on talkSPORT.com, and certainly Miles Lewis-Skelly is one of the options that United, I'm told, would look at in terms of bringing in a new left-back in the summer. I think they have doubts about Luke Shaw physically and his ability to play Champions League football, which they hope to be securing in the coming weeks in midweek and then going again in the Premier League at the weekend, because of course he has had a long history of injuries. I think it was interesting that United recruited mainly from within the Premier League last season. That seems to have worked out with Cunha and Mbeumo. So again, I think they're looking for tried and tested Premier League players, and Lewis-Skelly fits into that category, and he's only started one Premier League game for Arsenal this season. He's basically the third choice left back now, behind Nketiah and Calafiori when he's fit. So I think Arsenal might have a big decision to make when it comes to Lewis-Skelly and his future.
I think he might have a big decision as well, Crookie, because I get it. He signed that new contract. So would 1 year. He's gone out on loan. But I didn't think this season would go for him, if I'm honest. I thought after what he did last season, getting himself in the team, becoming an England international, scoring on his debut, I honestly thought this season he would absolutely explode. He'd be the number one choice for England now, and we wouldn't be having this conversation. But the fact of the matter is, Calafiori came back and was brilliant. Nketiah has been brilliant as well. So I think it's not just Arsenal who've got a decision to make. I think Lewis-Skelly might do, because even if he doesn't go to Manchester United and they don't buy him, he needs to be playing minutes. So maybe he might have to go on loan.
Yeah, and actually we did our Fiery Friday podcast this morning, and I'm keen to get your view on this. Adrian Durham's hot take of the week was that Max Dowman needs to leave Arsenal because of what's happened to Lewis-Skelly, what's happened to Ethan Nwaneri. Basically, his suggestion was that Mikel Arteta doesn't put his faith in Arsenal's young players.
Do you know what, right? It's a tough one, but I think he will. But I do think, right, do you know, I think he might get more opportunities because he's special. And I understand what people are saying, he might have to leave, but no way. He will get minutes. From what we've seen, and it's only been a small sample size, I'm telling you, he will get his minutes for sure. I've got no doubts about it. You've seen him, Crookie. And yes, 1 year he's special, Lewis-Skelly, but I think Dalman's got that little bit more.
Yeah, you're talking potentially about a generational talent. And actually, the dilemma for Arsenal is, do they keep him in the building next season, slowly integrate him into the first team, or do they send him out on loan? It's a little bit like when Phil Foden first burst onto the scene at Manchester City, and a lot of people were saying, well, why don't they send him to the Championship? Pep Guardiola didn't want to do that, and actually it paid dividends in the end.
Yeah, it did.
All right, let's talk about Man United, shall we? Let's talk about Man United. Reports earlier this week suggest that they are yet to make any contact with candidates over taking the manager's job in the summer. Michael Carrick, it's very bizarre. Michael Carrick's won 7, drawn, 2 of his 10 games in charge. But United haven't really come out and said anything, not necessarily positive or negative, about his time in charge. What do you understand that United will do going forward? Or is it just a case of get to the end of the season, wait to see what happens?
Well, I think it's certainly the case that they've not actively started sounding out potential permanent managers for next season. So I think that's a big tick in the box for Michael Carrick, a big positive for him. 1 defeat in 10 games, as you say, well on course to secure a place in the Champions League. If he does that, I don't think you'll find too many Manchester United fans who wouldn't want to give him the job on a permanent basis. I think the owners actually are playing this quite sensibly by not committing one way or the other yet. But also, I do think there's a lack of alternative options. Thomas Tuchel would have been my choice, but obviously he's now committed to England. He's extended his contract. Talk of Carlo Ancelotti, I don't really see that as realistic. Is he going to leave the Brazilian team, whatever happens at this World Cup, to come back to the Premier League? Pochettino, I think there's a lot of United fans who wouldn't be overly enamoured by that. I've always touted Pochettino, but I can understand reasons not to appoint him. And then you look at the Premier League candidates. Oliver Glasner, with the way that he's conducted himself this season, and Palace's form as well, I think that's put him out of the equation. And Andoni Iraola, if he goes anywhere, I think it'll be abroad. Marco Silva, is he an upgrade on Michael Carrick? Probably not. So I think it will be Carrick, to be honest. I think it's just a matter of time.
Cookie, we're out of time, sadly. What are you up to the weekend?
What am I up to this weekend? Quiet one, actually, because it's a weekend off. So I'm going to enjoy a nice Sunday roast that I look forward to. Going to watch my boy play football on Sunday. And I've got a mate's 60th birthday bash tomorrow.
Oh, what you got him?
He just wants a donation for charity.
Yeah, but listen, when people say that, they want a present.
Well, do you know what his stipulation is? That you only gain entry to the party if you bring a handmade birthday card.
Yeah, but you still come with something else as well.
Yeah, I'll get him a nice bottle or something and I'll make a donation. But I've got to hand make him a card.
You know what you could get him a bottle of? Goldstein's Golden Paste.
Why the hell would he want that?
That would be nice. Has he got any hair?
Not as much as me at the moment. I tell you what, I need a trip to the barber's, boys, and some more of your paste.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the barber's got his work cut out. He can cut both of those. Cookie, have a great weekend.
You too, guys. Nice to speak to you. And well done again.
Legend.
Thanks, man. The wonderful Alex.
That's fine. Obviously, I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah.
But all I'm going to say is you lost all focus.
I did lose all focus.
Midway through that. Honestly, I've never seen it.
I'm excited.
Hey, sweat.
What sweat?
Hey, didn't know what was going on the sheet.
I didn't.
Glasses came off.
I basically got a text from well, not even bigger than the Prime Minister. You never know. Might be coming up in a moment. Still to come on Drive. Oh, Ryan, where's the button? Where's Jack, man? Where is he? We'll be discussing this man's return to management.
Let's not take the here. I certainly wasn't.
Well,
I think you are.
Was that Michael Caine?
Did sound like it. I think he's older than Michael Caine. We'll be into Wembley to chat live to this legend.
Thank you very much and good night.
That's Stuart Pearce. We'll also ask whether this man will be getting booed tonight. We don't want booing tonight.
And it's popped in at the far post by Ben White.
We don't know.
And they have a lead.
All that and loads more coming up on Drive and talkSPORT with me, Andy Goldstein, and Darren Bent, and maybe a surprise guest as well. Stay where you are.
Let's not take the here.
We're talking all things Harry Maguire. John is a Man United fan. Jonathan?
How are you doing? You okay?
I'm great. Very well, man. How are you today?
Yeah, very good. Very good. Thank you.
What's that noise? Have you just opened your wallet?
No, you have to excuse me. It's the police going past in Hereford, which means there's probably a cat stuck in a tree somewhere.
Okay. Well, just be careful.
Oh, yeah, I'm being safe, mate. Hands free and all that.
Good. Go on, off you go.
Yeah, talking about Harry Maguire. So, I'm a United fan. Has he let the club down on numerous occasions? Yes, he's a bit of a Marmite player. But with regards to England, I can't think of a time he's ever actually let England down.
Yeah, good
point. Every time he's put an England shirt on, he's always done a job.
Yeah.
And that's my biggest thing.
Would you start him for England?
I'd start him for England, yeah.
You would?
For his experience, for his age, yeah. I think he's a solid centre-back. Like I said, never let him down.
Are you pleased that he's signing? Are you pleased he's signing another year at United?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. He brings a lot of, you've seen him over the last few months playing under Carrick. He's brought a lot more composure to that back line. And yeah, all round, I think I've been a critic of him. Like I said, being a United fan, we've had some ups and downs with him.
No, you know, with the England thing about letting people down, I can understand that, right? But he hasn't been in England for a little while now.
No.
And Conter and Gahey look good at centre-half. Stones look good. So under Thomas Tuchel. So I just think that to put him in straight away and say he should be starting, so that I don't agree with. Honestly, Ryan, at the minute, the Mighty Diamonds.
Yeah, but we've got no money left for any more music next week, Ryan.
I need a roof. What a tune.
You need a roof?
That's what the tune's called, Mighty Diamonds.
Oh, I thought you needed a roof.
No, you need something, mate. You right?
Fine.
Why are you sweating?
Why are you saying that? Because you know I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
I'm very excited, but you know I'm not.
Yes,
you know I'm not sweating. Look at me, I'm very calm and cool.
The news broke.
Yeah.
I've never seen you say
All right, okay, because I got flustered, because I'm excited. Wait 8 minutes, then we'll get excited. Still to come, we're discussing Roy Hodgson's return to football. Now, we've not even done that yet.
No.
So that is a little bit insane. But time now for this.
The talkSPORT 20k giveaway.
Yeah, competition time now, and it's a belter. Just imagine what you do with £20,000. Yeah, 20 big ones. Because talkSPORT are giving one lucky listener the chance to bag 20 grand completely tax-free. Don't miss your chance to win this huge amount of money. Here's how to enter. For your chance to win, text the word WIN, W-I-N, to 83338. Text costs £2.50, plus your standard network rate, or you can call 0343 418 7260. Lines close on the 9th of April 2026 at 4 p.m. 18 plus UK residents only. It's a network promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport.com. So for your chance to win £20,000, text WIN to 83338 now. Time now for this. Yeah, time for the best of talkSPORT, friends. You know what to do. Right, let's kick things off with last night's sports bar. Dean Saunders sat in for Jason Cundy. He's having his hair replaced. Things got a bit awkward between him and O'Hara.
You know, by the way, have I invited you to my wedding?
No. Disgrace.
I'm really
absolutely disgrace.
Are you sure I've not invited you?
No, you haven't.
Because you were on my list.
No, you invited me to the.
It's awkward, isn't it? Sorry to bring up.
What?
To the party.
Oh, I invited you to my engagement party.
Yeah,
you didn't show.
but you invited me about 7, and it was like starting at 7:15.
That's that old one. You know what? I'm actually disappointed in myself because you are genuinely on my list.
Who from talkSPORT would you invite to your wedding? Good question.
You?
Best man?
No.
Usher? No. I don't mean would you invite Usher. I mean Usher. Would I be an Usher?
Yeah, Joe,
okay,
put me
I'll
down,
take that. Who else?
I'll take it, Noah.
I don't like the way Noah looked at you as if to go, please include me.
I like that.
Well, I tell you what, we'll make that decision in a month's time, Noah, all right? You know what I mean?
All the drive boys to be there.
Yeah.
Including Ryan, who's on for Friday.
Oh, he's Jack. Yeah, okay. Jack?
Yeah, cool. He's
okay, fine. What about Del the Back?
Yeah, he's my guy.
Okay. Adam Cattrall and Carlton Cole are back on the Sports Bar Weekender tonight. That one at 10 p.m.
Now to today's breakfast show where Shabana Hearn and Gabby were joined by Bob, the Scottish England fan, and Shaban weren't having any of it.
You're representing those sacred lines in the shirt, and for somebody at any point to turn round and say,
Bob, you're at the wind-up. This is not genuine, Bob.
Why?
Oh, Siobhan, we've talked about this before. This is absolutely genuine. Massive England fan. And you don't turn your back on your country. You don't turn your back on your shirt.
Well, you're the one with the Scottish accent.
No, I can't help that, Siobhan. I can't help that.
You've turned your back on Scotland, Bob.
Oh, 100%, yeah, absolutely.
If you could play football, would you accept a cap from another nation?
Yeah, Brazil.
Standard, trust me.
Italy, I'd like to play Italy. That's a great shirt, isn't it?
Now Brazil's the one.
No, I know it is, but I'm talking about great shirts. Italians have got great shirts.
Yeah, true. Shaban is back at the weekend breakfast at show tomorrow alongside Tony Cascarino.
All right, you're going to let me say the next bit?
Damn right I am now.
21 minutes to go, the podcast available to download. Make sure you download that. When we come back, we'll be gearing up towards England. They're in action live tonight. And fingers crossed, a very, very special guest. Trust me, you do not want to miss the next hour of drive. Trust me, you do not. every Thursday we'll be joined in the studio by rapper and Spurs fan, AJ Tracy. How are you?
How you doing, fella? Not too bad.
Good. Now, we spoke to you on the phone before. I've never met you, right?
You spoke to me on the phone before, yeah.
Okay, do I call you AJ, Trace?
You call me whatever you want to call me.
Yeah, but
mate.
what do your pals call you?
AJ, Age.
Age,
yeah.
Okay,
Age.
nice to meet you, Age.
If we've had a beer, it's Age.
Age, okay.
Yeah,
We should do that on Thursday.
Yeah?
Thursday's a great night to go out.
I heard the fridge is stocked over here. I might be here for...
Forget the food. We go across the road for a few. Can I ask what AJ stands for?
AJ, it's a multitude of things, but it's just a stage name that I thought makes sense. It sounds like a normal name, though. It sounds like a government name, which is why I picked that rather than one of these crazy aggressive rapper names. I thought something that will sell, something that a mother's not going to look at. If their kid wants the AJ Tracy record, they're going to be, that name's crazy. I'm not going to buy the record. Just a nice, normal...
It's a friendly name.
It's a friendly name. Yeah. It's marketable.
Obviously it is because it works.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You said it, not me. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much for coming in.
No, thanks for having me.
What are you up to at the moment? We're going to talk loads. I know you're a big Spurs.
By the way, if I wasn't here with you, I'd be watching this. By the way,
how nice is that?
Of course I would. I watch.
Is it your favourite show?
Yeah, it is definitely.
Oh, that's nice of you. Well, you're our favourite artist.
Oh, appreciate that. Thank you. You had to say that.
You know.
Should we ruin the conversation by talking?
Go ahead. Let's do it.
You're a Spurs fan, right?
I'm embracing myself. I am.
Are you looking forward to football in the Championship next season?
Look, the truth of the matter is, I, as a fan, I can't do anything about the situation. Is that accepted? Yeah, is that granted?
Yeah.
So the banter, I have to take it. Of course, I have to say, give it. That's fine. That's fair enough. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, I'll be doing the same. So that's fine. Yeah. You're gonna get out of the way. Second of all, if we are in the Championship, I'll still be there. Obviously, I'm a Spurs fan. Of course, I'll be there. Of course, it's out of my hands.
Aguero, Solskjaer, Deeney, Watkins. Sure, you know all about those last-minute goals, but have you heard the one about the on-loan goalkeeper who saved his temporary employers from disappearing out the Football League and into almost certain financial oblivion? Back in 1999, Carlisle United, managed by Nigel Pearson, were fighting to stay in the Football League. Carlisle's finances were precarious with a capital P that season, leading to a scenario where, with 3 games to go, they had to ask the FA to sanction an emergency loan deal to bring in a goalkeeper. Swindon Town's Jimmy Glass arrived at the club. His efforts in his first 2 games earned the Cumbrians 2 draws. Those vital points meant that Carlisle went into their final game of the Division 3 season, now League 2, needing to beat mid-table Plymouth Argyle in front of their own fans and hope their relegation rival Scarborough didn't win against Peterborough at home. The game at the McCain Stadium finished 1-1, and with the same scoreline at Brunton Park deep into injury time, Scarborough's fans invaded the pitch en masse, believing their Football League status was secure, convinced they'd done enough to stay up. However, there'd be one more plot twist. Carlisle won a corner in the dying seconds, and up came Jimmy Glass. In one of those you couldn't make it up moments, Glass scored from a rebounded header and was promptly swamped by teammates and thousands of fans who quite simply couldn't believe what they'd just witnessed. As for Jimmy Glass, he became an overnight celebrity, but he never played for Carlisle again, and his playing career never really kicked on after that defining moment. He took on various jobs outside of football before finding his
Welcome back to the last hour drive on talkSPORT with me, Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent. Still to come, we'll be discussing Roy Hodgson's return to football and, of course, build up to England. And we're going to build up to England with this superstar.
Beckham could raise the roof here with a goal. I don't believe it. David Beckham scores the goal to take England all the way to the World Cup finals.
Yes, as we say hello and good evening, live on Drive to David Beckham. Bex, how are you doing?
I'm very well, mate. And you?
Good. I'm very well. Thanks so much for coming on. I don't know if you heard my sort of panic throughout the show when you were texting me. Were you aware? I was a little bit like, Bentley Bex just texted me. Were you aware of what was going on back here?
I wasn't aware of what was going on, but you took a while to message back. So I just thought you're either focused or you're just ignoring me. So I'm glad it got through. But congrats on the award, by the way, to you both, Bents. Amazing, well deserved.
Appreciate that, thank you. Now, do you know what? It took a while to respond because honestly, I've never seen him so flustered.
Well, hold on.
In my whole life.
But hold on. Firstly, he came up DB, and Benty actually thought he'd sent me a text by mistake. Yeah. You've got the same initials. That's what I'm dealing with. Listen, I'll tell you what. The thing that we were chatting about on text before we got you on was, of course, you were listening to, I'm guessing, to Benty talking about his England experience when he met you for the first time. Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah, you know, I mean, I messaged you about it. It's really nice to hear, like, you know, ex-England players talk, you know, nicely about obviously their time with the team. You know, because I think, you know, you hear so many players sometimes come out and say obviously certain things, and to hear it, you know, Bent's turn around and say the experience of it, being there. You know, the level of, you know, the training, the level of consistency, you know, all of the things that Bentz was saying actually made me very happy, because obviously at that time, you know, I was obviously England captain, and you try to kind of have the right environment, you try to do the right things, and you never know whether you're doing the right things. But, you know, I think that hearing Bentz speak so highly about it, you know, it kind of made me proud.
Bex, as I said, when I first got to the England camp, you were the first one I met. But was that something you, obviously being England captain, you tried to do, was get there early and obviously try and set standards? Because I almost felt like, regardless whether it's team meetings or obviously when I first got there, get my first England cap, you were always there before anyone else.
Yeah, to be honest, that was Sir Alex Ferguson and Eric Harrison. When we were at United, when we first went to United, you know, we were 14, 15 years old. And Eric Harrison, who was the youth team coach at the time, he always made sure that we were 20 minutes before, like, a team meeting, 20 minutes before lunches. He's always telling us to turn up early, you know, 2 hours before training. And then it followed through with the boss. You know, the boss would always say to us, be down early. And I think, you know, as you know, Bents, you know, when you're with England, you know, us as United players, I think we were always down there early, because that's how we'd been brought up and how we'd been taught to kind of be early all the time. And I think I always tried to do that as obviously as a player, but I also tried to do it even more so as a captain as well, because I think it always sets the right example. I think it makes players also feel at ease when, you know, especially when you're captain, you have to obviously always do the right thing, you know. And like I said before, you're not always sure you are doing the right thing, but you try to. And I think that was always my thing. I was always, you know, at the hotel a few hours before I was meant to arrive and the players were meant to arrive, just so I was there for, you know, the younger players that were coming in and obviously the new players that were coming in. I think it sets the right example.
Right, we'll stay with England because, of course, we've got a couple of friendlies coming up live on talkSPORT over the next couple of days, and then, obviously, we're building up to the World Cup. How you feeling with regards to England and the World Cup? I mean, I don't know what camp you're in. I'm guessing you're going to say we've got every chance of winning it, but the current squad we got and the manager, do you think we're in the best possible place we can be going into a World Cup?
Look, I think the one thing I will say about the question before, you know, when Bentz was saying, just before we go into that question, sorry, Andy, just before, when Bentz came into that squad, and I remember that first training session, you know, when you first go into that training session and you've got young players and new players that come in, there's obviously a few nerves. I remember Bentz going into that finishing session that we had, and it was unbelievable.
Don't say this.
It was unbelievable.
Specs, don't do that.
It was. It was. I remember certain things. There's certain things like, you know, when Wayne Rooney came into the squad for the first time, I looked at him and I was like, he's a player. He's a player, this kid, you know, and he was only 16 years old. And it was exactly the same when you have players come in and straight off the bat, they're performing at that level in training. You know they're players. You know they're playing at a level that not many people do. So yeah, I remember that, Bentz, as well. But back to.
You didn't need to say that.
No, he didn't need to say that.
I mean, he's going to live off that for the next 5 years now.
And the rest.
but it's true. But it's true. It's all true. But about the England team, and obviously with Thomas as a gaffer now, I think we're in the best place that we can be. In all honesty, I think we've got a very young, talented squad with a great captain leading us. In the best form probably of his life with Harry. I think he's a great leader. And I think Thomas is so meticulous with, how he picks a squad, how he runs the squad. He's obviously had past success in the game, but I think that what, he brings is how meticulous he will be with every single detail that, that the England team actually need to perform in this World Cup. I think the players will respond to him because he is a top manager, and I think the way he handles the players will respect, and I think they'll react in the right way. But he'll not be pressured into, in my opinion, he'll not be pressured into picking players that people are trying to get him to pick. He'll pick the team that he thinks that will win this World Cup, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about it.
Bex, you mentioned Bent is finishing, and that's the last time that'll be mentioned. You mentioned Wayne Rooney. We've, of course, got Harry Kane leading the line for England. You've played with some of the greats, not just English greats, but the footballing greats. Where does he rank for you amongst the best finishers?
Who, Bent?
No, never Benty anymore now.
Kane.
Just Harry Kane, yeah.
Okay. Harry. I mean...
Yeah.
I mean, I think we've all seen the pictures. I met Harry when he was a kid at one of my soccer schools, funnily enough, and there's a picture of me, and actually his friend at the time, but obviously is his wife now. And Harry's always had that talent. Even when he was at Tottenham for the amount of years that he was. I think he's such an exceptional talent, and I love the fact that he went to Germany. I love the fact that he's gone to experience, kind of life abroad and life, in a different country, different culture, playing different football. And I think they're absolutely loving him out there, and rightly so, because the way he's performing. But I think when he comes back and he brings that maturity, he brings that experience into the squad, I think that's going to be when you really see what a great captain he is. We've already seen the captain that he is, and I've heard from a lot of players and a lot of managers that have worked with him. A lot of the players in the England squad really respect him and really respond to him, and rightly so.
Beck, someone else is in the squad who, listen, you played for the same club as him. Big expectation as Jude Bellingham. Both played for Real Madrid. Now, the pressure to play for that football club, I'm guessing, is absolutely like none other. How do you think he's handled himself? Because his last year, he was absolutely superb. This season, he's had injuries. I think the Real Madrid fans maybe not been too impressed. But just how difficult is it to handle that expectation playing for that club?
Look, I think, Real Madrid it's a monster of a club, and you feel the expectations. The moment you sign for that club, the expectation is probably like no other club that I've played for. Obviously growing up in Manchester, Manchester United is one of the biggest, if not the biggest club in the world in my mind. But that's me talking as a Man United fan. But Real Madrid, you turn up. You walk into that stadium, you put that shirt on, you look at the history of the club. Everything about Real Madrid feels different. I remember in my first season and my first game, walking into other stadiums, people look at you different. They treat you different. You turn up and it's a different feeling. It's an unbelievable feeling. So there's a certain amount of pressure that comes with that. But in all honesty, I loved the pressure. I loved the pressure of going there and trying to prove myself again, because I knew that that's exactly what I had to do. I was a United player from the age of 15 years old and then till 27 years old. And I knew that I had to step it up. I had to change my game because playing in a different league in a different team. But I remember on day one, I turn up at the training facility early, and I'm really early. and then all of a sudden, Zidane walks in, Raul walks in, Figo walks in, Ronaldo, all of Roberto Carlos, they all walked in one after the other, and all of a sudden I was like, okay, this is like now, and I never really get nervous, but I was like, okay, this feels different. But I like to be out of a comfort zone, and I enjoyed playing there. And for Jude, I think it was the right time for him to go. I think I love the fact that he was at Dortmund from a very young age, and he still, he still kind of respects obviously what he did at Birmingham and where he started, but then going to Dortmund gave him that opportunity to kind of experience it at a young age. Then going to a club like Real Madrid, that changes everything. I mean, that's a big move, and in his first season, to do what he did, the fans absolutely love him because he's a worker. He's got the talent, and I believe that we have a lot of players in the England squad that are great players, that are good players, but Jude can bring something different. He can do things that other players can't do, and I truly believe that. He's a great kid, he's a great player. I really think that him being in the English squad, but it's been a tough season for him because he's had injuries. It's tough to get in and out of that squad once you're injured and other players come in. It's not like average players are coming in your place. It's top players, and then you've obviously had different managers as well throughout the last couple of years as well for him. So I think he'll be okay.
What about his teammate Trent? So he hasn't been included into this squad, but I'm led to believe that Thomas Tuchel said the door's still open. If he's fit, would you take Trent to the World Cup with England?
No, I think, that's why I'm not England manager, because I don't have to make those decisions, to be fair.
Okay.
Well,
go on.
I'm a massive fan of Trent. I love Trent as a player. I've heard so many times over the years when he was at Liverpool, when he's at Madrid, when he's playing for England, about, well, he's not as good at defending as he is. Well, you have to take, sometimes you have to accept that. It was the same. Roberto Carlos was an unbelievable defender, but he was also unbelievable going forward, and he'd always go forward, and then we'd have to cover him. So, those kind of things you expect. But with Trent, would I take him? I'd find it very hard not to take someone like Trent. But then Thomas is, he's come out and said, I think I read it this morning, that there are other players that are ahead of him at the moment. But he said at the moment. So, that could change. I think you said it. Tonight might prove, that other players are playing that might not get in the squad. So you don't know. It might, this is very close to obviously picking a final squad. But I still think that Thomas is probably still considering about Trent as well.
Bex, a lot's been made of his technique in terms of his passing and his crossing, and a lot's been kind of compared to you. Now, I was reading a quote the other day from, in my opinion, the greatest centre forward of all time, Ronaldo, Brazilian Ronaldo, and he said that you're one of the greatest crossers of the ball ever. In your pomp, then, who's better, you or Trent, when it comes to that set play delivery?
I cannot get involved in this.
Actually, you can. It's fine. I don't mind.
I'll let you guys do it. But I've obviously seen Trent for many years now, and I think he's got a very similar style of crossing and passing to what I had. I think. But I'm not one to turn around and say who's better, because I love Trent as a player.
Okay, we're going to win the World Cup, Bex?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's a nice answer.
Absolutely. I've always believed that.
Yeah, I really do, actually, more so than ever before going into this World Cup. Listen, I've only got you for about 2 or 3 more minutes. Just a quick word about Man United. Are you surprised how well they've done under Michael Carrick going into the latter stage or the end of this season?
Yeah, I must admit the last few months have been a lot more comfortable than the last 10 years, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's been tough over that time. But I think Michael's got experience. I think he's got a calmness about him that he's brought into the club. He knows the club. He knows the players. He knows the way Man United play and way Man United should play. And I've always liked Michael as a coach. You know, when you look at him, there's a calmness. There's, you know, on the side of the pitch, there's, I don't want to say elegance because I'm not sure that's the right thing to say, but there's a elegance in the way he is, whether it's the way he celebrates, whether it's the way he gets angry. You know, all of those things are important in a manager. And I think that, you know, the way he's got the team and brought the team together has been incredible. And I think as a United fan, it's exactly what we needed.
Bex, I'm not going to ask you if you miss playing, but what do you miss most about not playing? Is it being on the pitch? Is it meeting your mates in the dressing room?
Yeah.
Is it the banter in the dressing room? Is that the worst bit, that it's not there anymore?
No, I miss the playing.
Okay.
I miss the playing, in all honesty, because you know, that's one thing that every time someone says to me, "Do you miss playing?" It's that every single day I miss playing. You know, and I've been retired now for 14 years, but every day I think about it.
Bex, what's your favourite goal? That's because I've never heard you talk about that. Is it the halfway line goal? Is it the one for England against Greece, or is it another?
I mean, I'd have to say the goal against Greece. Every time you play that clip, every time I hear that, every time I see it, you know, I get an unbelievable feeling. But you know, the halfway line was a goal that I enjoyed. I scored a goal against Deportivo La Coruña for Man United, where I kind of whipped it over the top into the top corner from about 40 yards out, and that was actually one of my favourite goals as well. But if I had to pick one, I think for the occasion, for what it meant to people, I think for what it meant to me after the a few years before that, being sent off, that was the moment for many reasons. That's my favourite goal.
Listen, you started our conversation nearly 20 minutes ago congratulating us on our award. Congratulations from us to you with regards to your knighthood, becoming a sir. I'm always curious, do you change your bank card or your passport? Does it say Sir David on it now? Do you do that?
Do you know what? I wish it did. I really wish it did. The only thing that changed was my note paper that I send out to people with thank you letters. That's the only thing that really changed. My kids turned around to me and said, "Dad, do we get any privileges? Like anything?
Any more privileges?"
Like, I know, that's what I said to them. I was like, well, apart from the ones that you already got, absolutely not. But no, thank you. It was it was unbelievable.
That's
it was
mega.
One of the best days, probably the best day of my life, you know, other than obviously when my kids were born and when I got married. But no, it was special, and to receive that. And it's like you guys, you know, you just win an award for a great interview with someone that I admire. You know, I love Noel, even though he supports the wrong team. I love Noel, and you know, when you get him talking about football, I love hearing him talk about football.
Yeah,
because he's so one-sided.
You sort of love him for that, right?
I love it. No, I love him for that. He'll message me when United had, you know, over the last few years, the amount of times that he's messaged me about United, it's, you know, yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant. Listen, thank you so much. I can't let you go by saying, how's your mum? Is she okay? Is she good?
No, she's great actually. She was fangirling my son last night because Cruz was performing in London, and she turned up to watch him and was buying merchandise and getting him to sign it. No, but she's great. She's great. She loves you and loves the show.
That's very kind. I took her out for lunch the other day as well.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, still haven't got them.
Weren't the pie and mash? Weren't Tony's pie and mash?
Do you know what? I mentioned that to her, and she said the next time I go that she'll invite me. I've never been there. Is it that great?
Oh, it's unbelievable.
I
It's unbelievable. I had it 2 days ago, but we'll have to go down there. We'll all go down there.
Okay, we'll go.
Don't say that to him. You should have seen his face again.
Hold on. I don't know if you can see me, but you're twisting my arm. Okay, fine, David, but just calm it down, all right? God's sake.
All right, I promise.
Bex, your side. Do you want to give a little plug to your son that's playing tonight?
Yeah, you know, Cruz has been kind of, you know, working on his music since he was about 8 or 9 years old, and he's all of a sudden got a band together. He's released an album. It's Cruz, Beckham and the Breakers. They're doing incredibly well. They're travelling around the UK. They were in Bristol. They were in Brighton. They were in Birmingham. They were in Paris, Amsterdam. So they're going around Europe, and now they're back in London for 3 shows. And he's performing tonight, and I'm very proud of him because he's worked really hard. So
good stuff. Bex, listen, because you've come on our show for 20 minutes, when we next go out for pie mash, it's on me. All right?
Well, Tony doesn't usually charge me, so we might have to go somewhere else.
Oh, no, it's on you then. That's fine. We'll keep it like
it's
that.
on me.
Yeah. Bex, you're a star. Thank you so much for coming on. Have a great evening, man.
Cheers, Bex.
All right, mate. Lots of love to you both and everyone there.
Thanks, man. See you soon. There you go. Sir David Beckham on Drive Time.
You can breathe now.
How good was that? Let's go for a break, shall we? I need one. More from me and DB right after this. Thanks, Bex.
Stefan, the cost of missing out on the Champions League. If I throw 4 at you here, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester United or Newcastle, missing out in Champions League, who would feel it most?
Yeah, I think Newcastle would definitely feel it the most, just because the base they're coming off is that much smaller. So therefore the proportion that's associated with Champions League football is that much bigger. And they probably did something like £55 million of UEFA money. And then on top of that, obviously had the 5 home games on top, which are, or 6, probably 6 actually, when you, I think they had a playoff. So that's 6 home games on top. I mean, that's obviously very significant. So you're talking about 75 million quid out of revenue of, let's say, 300 this season. You know, it's quite a big drop next season if it's not there. Now, obviously, they may get Europa or the conference. The conference doesn't really move the dial at all. And Europa, you have to win it really to make a meaningful difference. And that then brings you a Champions League place. So I think Newcastle will feel it the most. But it will definitely be painful for the others. It will be painful for Manchester United. It doesn't look like they're going to miss out, but if they did, of course, that would be the 2nd consecutive season.
Yeah, Chelsea?
Chelsea, yeah, very much so, given that if you were to compare the financials for this year versus the season next year when they weren't in the Champions League, not only would you see a drop-off of Champions League football, probably somewhere in the order of £90 million for them, because they get more of the what's known as the pillar.
me. I'm not the kind of man who.
This is Drive on talkSPORT, the award-winning show. It's me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent alongside. But he wasn't the only DB that's been on our show. If you're just tuning in for the first time thinking, it's just a Friday, well, more for you, because we just had Sir David Beckham on for 30 minutes, 25 minutes?
22 minutes.
22 minutes.
30 minutes, but it's only 27 minutes.
It felt like 30 hours. It's fantastic.
How are you feeling?
It's great. Listen, I'm lucky. We're very lucky in what we do, right? And had I never spoken to him before, I would have been a little bit like, ugh! But I've spoken to him before, so that was okay.
Yeah.
But just. Do
you know what? I always listen. Thanks for coming on the show. He was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, like when they're huge superstars.
Yeah.
Like Noel, when they just come on.
Yeah, and that's how it should be, right?
Yeah.
But I know he's listening still, David, right? That doesn't mean you're not coming in. Yeah. That's just phase one, right?
Yeah.
We now got to get you in for an hour.
Oh my goodness! Can you imagine? Listen.
Yeah, we'll do it when everyone's away because the.
Imagine him coming in.
Yeah, it'd be insane.
No,
hold it. It wouldn't be insane, would it? We'll sneak him in the back door. We're fine.
When Robbie was here,
yeah,
I have never seen anything like it. There's people that I thought left 7 years ago.
No, they did. Those people did leave 7 years
and
ago.
somehow their past still worked and they got back in here.
Yeah, people that are on holiday just came back in for a quick pick.
But I appreciate it, man. When you get guys that obviously of that stature, that talk so like down to earth.
Yeah,
that's the.
You could almost feel he wanted to have a little chat about football.
I like that.
It was great. It's great. Good work, DB.
You're happy? I am
happy. I'm happy for us. I'm happy for us.
I'm delighted for the
listener.
Right,
okay.
The listener.
Yeah.
But I'm more delighted for you because I know how much you love him.
I do love Bex.
Like you back him.
He's a national treasure, right?
Yeah, you love him.
I do back him to the hills. Yeah.
You didn't offer no golden pacer, did you?
Just text me, Bex. I'm on air, mate. For God's sake.
Yeah. Hey.
No, I didn't give him.
Is he still Brawl Cream though?
No, he's not, mate. He needs to be Goldstein's Golden Pace, doesn't he? Imagine if he took that under his. Oh my! Imagine that.
Ain't happening. He's got his own one. Hasn't he?
No, he hasn't.
He has.
Look, listen.
Brawl Cream. Honestly.
Listen. He's mine, mate. Just stay away, all right?
That's 1-0 to you, by the way, as well.
Yes, you're going to get Thierry Henry on, didn't you?
Yeah.
Told you, didn't I? Told you. Bex, don't let me down.
Thierry, man, come on.
It ain't happening.
Yeah, it's happening.
There ain't no Vava Boom on this show, my friend. Yeah, you got no chance.
Joe, 6:45. Yeah, Thierry, good.
Still to come, we'll be heading to Wembley to speak to another legend on our show, Stuart Pearce, head of England against Uruguay. It's live on talkSPORT. First time for a bit of no Googling. As you would imagine, we're slightly over it, as they say. England lost 2-1 to Uruguay in the group stage at the 2014 World Cup. We want to know who scored the England goal that day and who scored the two for Uruguay. Okay. I think you'll probably work out the Uruguay.
I know. Yeah, I remember him.
Go on, just say it. Yeah, Luis Suarez. I was going to say Diaz. Luis Suarez scored for Uruguay. Who scored the England goal when we lost to Uruguay? The answer to that, Stuart Pearce, end of show quiz and loads more coming up live on Drive on talkSPORT.
Bent's EFL Corner on.
You played in Korea and Japan, didn't you? World Cup in 2002. Did you find it hard, the weather conditions to play in?
They are tough, and in South Africa as well. We played a game, and then the altitude, the ball moves different and everything. And if you're not used to it, as we know, we all love to go on holiday in the summer, but playing football, running around in that heat and that weather, it takes its toll at the time, and we're just not a nation that's used to that. So that's one of the major things I look at when it comes to that tournament being over there.
What about strikers? We know Harry Kane's going to go, but if you looked at the Euros, he was injured, wasn't he? And Gareth Southgate was still playing game. Maybe they didn't trust other strikers in the squads. What do you think of tonight? Do you think Solanke and Calvert-Lewin have to put in a performance?
I think it's their chance of breaking in, isn't it? It's their chance of solidifying themselves in that talk of being the one to take over, because we really don't know who's going to take over from Harry Kane or what it's going to look like after he leaves. I was always an advocate for Ollie Watkins, because he just gives you something different.
Yes.
At times, Kane comes to feet a lot. He's fantastic at turning, sliding people in, and then getting shots off, etc. But what about sometimes you get in behind? And that's what Ollie Watkins gives you. But one thing you got to remember, we've got two left wingers that actually have played up front.
Yeah.
Gordon played in the Euro. I think they won the Euros under 21s, and he was a forward playing up front that whole tournament.
Boxing. It's a sport that makes multi-millionaires out of the world's best fighters, but it's not as flush with cash as you'd think. We all see how much the likes of Tyson Fury or Canelo Alvarez make every fight, but that's not the case for those just starting out, or those who aren't even at that level. For example, if you've just turned pro and don't have a promoter, you have to sell your own tickets, cover the cost of the venue yourself, and pay the taxman at the end of it. You might not even break even, but if you do, you're looking at 5 to 10 grand max. A mid-tier fighter might make more like 10 to 50 grand, but you still have to give up half of that in costs. So unless you're fighting for a world title, it's tough to make money. One potential way of doing it, though, is being a journeyman. Here's former European champion talkSPORT's Spencer Oliver explaining how that could work.
They want to fight every week, and they can be going in against the prospects, so they can demand good money, and they might be demanding like 5 grand, 10 grand for a 6-rounder or something, because they're going in with a prospect. He gets through that, the journeyman gets through that fight, and he can fight again next week.
I mean, even so, it's not much, and you're getting punched in the face for a job. It's only really at the top level, i.e. fighting for titles, where you're earning up to 6 figures and can afford a diamond chain or that Ferrari. So boxing isn't a sport that allows you to retire at 40 and live a life of luxury. Much like a lot of other sports and jobs in general, it takes an awful lot of luck quite early in your career to really make it worth your while.
Look more drums.
Listen to the award-winning Drive Time show. It's me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent alongside. Find us at 7. The Go Adrian Dome hosts live coverage of England against Uruguay at Wembley. In fact, we can head there now and speak to former England captain and your co-commentator on talkSPORT tonight, another legend on the show, as we say hello and good evening to Stuart Pearce. Stuart?
Evening, gentlemen. How are we?
We're good, very well. How are you? How's your day been?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Very good. Myself and Jim went to see a magician yesterday in London, which was outstanding with the girls. Very good. Jim defied logic and was abused by one of the magicians, not in the biblical sense, obviously, verbally.
Right.
But very good.
Who was it you saw? What was his name?
There was 7 magicians, all sort of went round the different tables and all this, sleight of hand, all of that. The only person that they couldn't do any form of magic on was Jim Proudfoot. He was absolutely immune to it. Incredible. They couldn't read his poker face.
Piercy, that's what I was going to say, because whenever I've been around magicians, I'm always sceptical first, because I think there's certainly an art to what you're doing here. But does it sometimes still blow your mind when you're like,
Sorry, what are you sceptical about? Because magic doesn't exist.
Yeah, they're doing something.
Yes, but it's just a trick.
Yeah,
I'm always sceptical whether or not that ping pong ball is floating in midair.
Listen, I'll leave that with you then. Nice talking to you. See you later.
Stuart, you stay there. You stay there because I know Jim Proudfoot is alongside you. The team news for tonight's game has just been released, and Jim can tell us more. Jim, good evening.
Yeah, that floating ping pong ball wasn't a Magic Club, the one that I saw. Good evening, Andy. This was always going to be a day for experimentation for Thomas Tuchel. But there are 11 changes to the team that finished World Cup qualifying. Debuts for Trafford and Ghana. A first start for Solanke. A first cap since 2023 for Tomori. And 2024 for Maguire. And Ben White isn't in the starting lineup after his shock recall to the squad. So they've got Trafford in goal. Livramento, Tomori, Maguire and Spence. Ghana, Jordan Henderson and Foden. Madueke, Solanke and Rashford as the front three. So it's Trafford in goal, Livramento, Tomori, Maguire and Spence, Ghana, Henderson and Foden, Madueke, Solanke and Rashford. Uruguay, captained by Federico Valverde. He scored 6 goals in his last 5 games for Real Madrid, including that hat-trick against Manchester City. And Fernando Muslera back in goal out of international retirement for his first cap for a couple of years.
Good work, thank you for that. Let's go back to Stuart Pearce for reaction on that, and Benty alongside me. Stuart, are you there?
Yes,
Stuart,
yeah, I'm with you.
Stuart, I look at that team, and out of the 11 that start, I only see Foden and Rashford as potential starters for England when everyone's fit. What do you make of it?
I think Madueke's got the opportunity to do that. I think Livramento has as well, out of those couple that we talked about. Foden, I'm a little bit more dubious about than maybe yourself. Definitely Rashford, yeah. But I think these 2 games are all about those fringe players that probably are floating around sort of squad numbers of anywhere between sort of early 20s, if you like, in his mind now. They've got to deliver performances to say to the manager, look, I should be with you in the summer. And I'm talking about probably Foden, where there's been question marks about him. Garner's new to it as well, but he's playing extremely well at Everton. They're really impressed with him. So he's got an opportunity to stake a claim. I think Solanke as well. I think a poor game from Solanke tonight might just see him off in many ways. So it's about penciling yourself in, but also as well, don't get yourself ruled out by having a poor game.
Piercy, when it comes to the goalkeeper, like we all know Jordan Pickford is the number one, and rightly so. He's been so good for England for such a long time. But for James Trafford, who's had a tough season, thought he was going to be the number one at City, and then of course Donnarumma has shown up. Do you think that gap would have been a little bit shorter had he been Man City's number one all season?
100% I would. Yeah, I think for a number of years now, people have sort of questioned Pickford, but on the odd occasion he'll do, come off his line or flap at something. But I tell you what, consistently he's been pretty good. But I think we saw with our own eyes at the weekend when Trafford come into a big game like a cup final, and probably that triple save that he made early on might well have got his team over the line. So but if he'd have been playing regularly for City, he'd have put much more pressure on Pickford, without a doubt. I think you're spot on there.
Piercy, what are we hoping to learn from England? What sort of game is it? Is it just a chance for the England manager to look at majority of fringe players then?
I go back to probably my time. What would I be looking like if I'm going into a major finals as a manager? What do I need? There's certain players new into it, obviously in the starting lineup. We spoke about Ghana. Will he handle international football at this level? That's an interesting one. There's just a couple of players in the lineup that you think have got to have big tournaments. I think Trafford probably falls into that as well. I think a couple of months ago we thought maybe Pope was in front of him. Now we think maybe Trafford, even though he's not playing regularly, he might be putting Pope under pressure for the squad. So Madueke as well. Saka not firing as well as he did last year. So is Madueke going to put pressure on him for a starting berth? So there's a lot of question marks, as there always is. I don't think the result is such a big thing tonight, but individual performances are massive.
Pierce, I don't know if you can answer this question, but how many spots do you think are available for a start? So I'll try and rephrase it. So we know kind of the bulk of the squad in terms of the starting 11. I think we all got an idea of who we think will start. But realistically, how many starting spots do you think there are available come first game of the World Cup? if everyone's fit?
I would say very few. Personally, I still think that Saka's probably ahead of anybody in that wide area. I think Gordon on the left-hand side as well potentially would be a starter for me. Harry Kane's a given. I think Morgan Rogers is a given. Declan Rice is a given. Anderson's done very little to put himself out, and Pickford definitely.
Bellingham?
And I think it's across that back line a little bit. Bellingham, I think he's got to put Rodgers out the team, personally. You know, I still do, and that's been the case, what I've seen with my eyes. So his form's got to be good enough to put Rodgers out on a like-for-like positionally, because I think the other two, you need a holding midfield player, and I think Anderson's ahead of Walton and the like. And I think Declan Rice is probably the first choice, personally, in his team, give or take. Very few starts are up for, but what I do know is you're going to lose at least probably 3 players between now and the summer through injury. That is commonplace leading into any major final.
Let's hope it's none of those names you just mentioned. Before I let you go, have a listen to this, because earlier on in our show, we were begged by England legend Sir David Beckham to come on and have a chat with us.
You get the stars on, don't you? You do.
Well, we've got one now, Piercy. It's you. All right?
Oh, geez,
you're all
that's
equal
a
to
drop
us.
off, innit?
Your knighthood's in the post. We were honoured. We were honoured to have Bex on our show. We asked him if England have a chance of winning the World Cup this summer under Tuchel. Have a listen.
Obviously, with Thomas as a gaffer now, I think we're in the best place that we can be. In all honesty, I think we've got a very young, talented squad with a great captain leading us. You know, in the best form probably of his life with Harry. I think he's a great leader, and I think Thomas is so meticulous with, you know, how he picks a squad, how he runs the squad. You know, he's obviously had past success in the game, but I think that what, you know, he brings is how meticulous he will be with every single detail that, you know, that the England team actually need to perform in this World Cup. I think the players will respond to him because he is a top manager, and I think the way he handles the players will respect, and I think they'll react in the right way.
Pierce, I went on to ask him if he thinks England will win the World Cup, and he said, without a doubt, yes. Is that how you feel? I mean, he talks so well about England. Is that how you feel when you look at this England team under Thomas Tuchel?
Well, I've got to say, I think he spoke very well in regard to where we are at the moment. What he didn't say that probably Tuchel has demonstrated that he'll make tough decisions to put the best team on the pitch, not the best individuals, to put the best team on the pitch, and I think that's vitally important. There's no doubt about that. Do I think they win it? I think there's so many variables. You've got to have the luck of the draw. You've got to be fortunate that, you know, your key players play well at the tournament, and probably, as I've seen in the past, you need probably on any given day with 11 players playing for England, I think if 7 or 8 of them play to 8 out of 10, we've got the ability to beat anyone in the world. So I've got my fingers crossed, but I'm very excited to see the level of performance.
Good. Before I let you go, what will the score be tonight?
I think we'll win it 2-1.
Okay. Piercy, enjoyed the game. Thanks for coming. Have a great weekend as well, man.
Take care. Cheers.
Reminder, build up to England's game tonight, and then, of course, live commentary of it all begins when we come off air at 7 p.m. Something that began not too long ago were England's under-21s. They're in action tonight. They're currently taking on Andorra. Watching for talkSPORT is the Moose Ian Abrahams.
17 gone, Andorra 0, England 0. A couple of chances for Andorra in the opening 12 minutes or so, but England haven't conceded a goal yet in this qualifying, and they've managed to keep a clean sheet so far. Going forward, it's taking a little time on a plastic pitch that England are not used to playing on, obviously, so hopefully they'll up the tempo and start getting the goals before half-time. It's Andorra 0, England 0.
Good work as always. When we come in the studio, the man with no friends. One more Billy will be here for the end of show quiz.
Liverpool have announced on Tuesday the cost of attending a match at Anfield is going to increase. It's going to go up by 3% next season, following further increases in line with inflation over the next 2 campaigns. They've decided to do this despite consulting with the Liverpool FC Supporters Board, a decision which was firmly opposed by fan leaders. Liverpool have revealed that adult general admission tickets, which currently cost £39 to £61, are going to rise between about £1.25 and £1.75. Adult season tickets, priced at £713 to £904, will increase by £21 or £27. They say the cost of junior tickets and local general tickets available to those with a Liverpool postcode would remain frozen. Fenway Sports, though, the owners of Liverpool, have been in charge since 2010, haven't increased prices on the Kop since they took over in 2010. So I suppose the big question is why have they decided now to put up the prices, and why do they believe that they need to go up over the next 3 years in line with inflation?
Maybe because they smashed the British transfer record not once but twice last summer. Someone's got to foot the bill for that. Maybe because there's a realistic possibility they miss out on Champions League football this season, the riches that come with that. Listen, I understand the fans' frustrations, and you don't want normal working class supporters to be priced out from watching their club, but the fact they have frozen prices in 8 of the last 10 seasons, I think inevitably they were going to have to put them up.
Welcome back to Drive and talkSPORT. Me, Andy Goldstein, DB, the sneaker freak, the legend it is, Darren Bent alongside me. Talking to Goats, follow us at 7 Adrian Domo's live coverage of England. They take on Uruguay at Wembley. Time now to take a look at the latest EFL action in partnership with McDonald's.
Bent's EFL Corner on talkSPORT with McDonald's. Got big McDonald's hunger? Order delivery on the McDonald's app today. From 11 a.m, 18 plus. Fees apply to delivery orders. Subject to availability. Price may vary.
One more Billy in the studio in about 2 minutes, but we can't leave the show without touching on the big story in the EFL today. Of course, the return of Roy Hodgson to management. He's been put in caretaker charge of Bristol City at the age of 78 after the head coach was sacked. He returns to the club he managed 44 years ago in 1982. Bristol City, they're 16th, 12 points away from the playoffs, 12 points clear from the drop. What do you make of that?
It's crazy. I mean,
why is it crazy?
Just because I think
he's too old.
There's a little bit of that as well. I don't want to.
I'm happy to say that. I just think 78 getting back in football. I just think it's madness.
Yeah, and does he really need that? I mean, listen, Bristol City do what they always do. They start off really well. I remember opening game of the season, they smashed Sheffield United at Sheffield United 4-1. I thought, okay, here we go. but just they had kind of a decent period in the middle. But then their form's completely gone. I mean, they've lost their last. I think they've lost 5 out of their last 6 in all competitions.
Yeah,
but they just don't look like. And one of those defeats was to Port Vale. So and that was in the FA Cup. It's just not worked for Bristol City at all. But for Roy, there must be some kind of motivation there. It's a little bit like a player. It feels like a bit like a player where you start at that club and you think, I'll always end there one day.
Yeah, 43 years later.
I just didn't think it'd be 43 years later that he went back there. But, I mean, they're not going to make the playoffs. I know they're 12 points off it. There's just too much traffic.
Is it for publicity? If they can't go down, they can't go up?
Well, not really, no. I just think maybe he wanted one last crack at it and they thought, you know what? The season's over. They're not going to go down. They're not going to make the playoffs. So... it's a nice fairy tale.
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
Roy wants to go back,
Nice
so
bookend.
give him the job.
Yeah, okay. That was all thanks to our friends at McDonald's.
Ben's EFL Corner on talkSPORT with McDonald's. Got big McDonald's hunger? Order delivery on the McDonald's app today. From 11 a.m, 18 plus. Fees apply to delivery orders. Subject to availability. Price may vary.
One more Billy's in the studio, everyone. Is it usually no?
Because he's shy.
Yeah.
And he looks like
or
he's
like a virgin. Either one doesn't matter.
Hello.
Billy, how's your weekend been?
Weekend.
Oh,
He looks like he's Ken.
just seeing if Ryan was gonna. How's your week been? Doesn't matter.
Busy, actually.
You all right? Where's your mate? Well, Beck's coming on the show.
Decent day for drive today, isn't it?
Decent day.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Won an award.
Yep.
Nomination for another biggie.
Yep. On for the hat trick.
And the cherry on top of the already established cake. Sir David Beckham coming on.
Not bad.
Not bad. What have we got for us to end a great show? Don't ruin the show, Bill.
I won't.
No, he said he was going to do a list, not a list, a generation game for us. I'm looking forward to this.
I ain't got time because Beck's came on. And,
Oh, blaming Sir David.
You haven't got time to do that because Bex is on when we're talking to him.
Yeah, what were you doing?
No, yeah, we just haven't got time.
What? No, right, okay. Go on, then we've got about 2 minutes.
The quiz can only be about one man, can't it?
Sir David.
Sir David.
I beat you in this quiz. You'll be devastated.
Oh, my goodness.
Andy, do you want to go first?
I should do, shouldn't I?
Sir David is married to Posh Spice. But who topped a YouGov poll of the UK's poshest celebs? Do you want some options?
Yes, I do.
Jude Law, Simon Cowell, Hugh Grant.
What was the name? What was the first name of the last fella?
Jude Law, Simon Cowell.
The first name of the last fella.
Jude Law.
Hugh Grant.
What, me? Hugh Grant must be the poshest. He can't be Simon Cowell. He's definitely not posh. Hugh Grant.
Yeah, correct.
Feel pressure on this one.
He is pretty posh.
Thanks.
Benty, yourself and Sir David share the initials DB. Name 4 more famous people with the initials DB.
All right, David Batty.
Yeah.
David Bowie.
Yeah.
David Bentley.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, yeah.
Nice.
Do you need one more, yeah?
Yeah, possible, yeah.
Quick.
David Bellion. David Bellion. I'll go with that one.
Yeah.
We should go on record. You are a massive fan of Seaman, right?
Yeah, I love him.
Seaman.
Oh, Jack, you're a naughty boy, Jack. Yeah, good.
Andy, true or false?
True.
If you're a sir or a dame, you don't need a driving licence.
False.
That is false. But
Seaman.
if you're the king or the queen, you don't.
You don't, that's right. Yeah.
Seaman.
Right, right.
Ryan. It's not Sports Bar. And we're an award winner on this show, I'll have you know.
Benty, Sir David has been knighted, of course, but how many rooms are there in Buckingham Palace?
Yeah, examples.
123, 424, 775.
100 and something. But I was going to say 400.
No.
Billy? 400. I'm going.
Stick up for yourself, Billy.
I said that.
So you've changed it to the 400?
No, I didn't change. I was going through them.
Right.
I've got 400.
Well, 775.
I like the way Billy let you just fall into his web.
Do you want one more that you can both answer?
Yes, we've got 20 seconds left.
Closest wins.
I won the competition though.
Yeah. Beckham has had many iconic hairstyles, but how much hair would a human grow throughout their life if they lived to 100?
Well, in what? What do you want it in?
I've got it in miles here.
In miles?
I'm going to go for 1.7 miles.
1.8.
ChatGPT said 930. I don't know how accurate that is.
That's rubbish.
930.
Oh, Moose, I'm coming off air. You should be commentating anyway, but I'll speak to you afterwards.
No worries.
All right. Billy, do me a favour and get the hell out of my studio. Don't come back till Monday.
Yeah, all right. No worries.
DB, it's been a good old week for us. We've won an award, nominated for a biggie, and Sir David coming on. Just another 5 days for Team Drive. Good work, my friend. By the way, well done, producer Joe. What's your name? Ryan Bryan and Jack and one more Billy for being part of Magical Drive Time team. Without any of them, actually, we probably could do it. Have a great weekend. Stay with talkSPORT Live. Commentary of England coming up. We'll see you Monday at 4. Be safe, everyone. Be safe.
with Mo Salah leaving, a lot of commentators have talked about the fact there's a lack of icons in the Premier League. Obviously, last year we had De Bruyne leave. You've had, over the course of the last few years, you've had Ronaldo back fleetingly. You've had Ibrahimovic here fleetingly. But the big boys don't come to the Premier League, do they? I mean, Haaland is probably the only global icon that is still there. Would that be fair? I mean, Son's not there anymore. De Bruyne's not there anymore. Salah's going. Kane.